tuned in to a Grown Folks production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
Yeah, it's hard to
and it's officially here. Yeah. Welcome to the OMFL season 104. Priest, hold on one second, my guy.
That's always solid.
I'm sitting here talking to both these guys on mute. My bad, dudes. I was telling you the whole time that I was starting. We're firing it up. I was like, why are they not listening to me? Why are they still talking?
With his picks coming up.
And I totally forgot that Nate's muted. Well, welcome to the OMFL Draft 104. Everybody else heard me. Priest and Trey could not. That's why they were just talking while Nate was trying to talk. What's up, Bill? Good to see you, buddy. We are finally here. This entire draft cycle has been completely snake bitten. We have made it. Season 104 draft is here. And I'm just ready to start playing football again. I'm just ready to get all of this behind us and start having some fun again. And so hopefully we are able to do that tonight. And it is already happening. I'm already behind on the draft picks. I don't know if somebody can tell me, Bill, maybe who just picked for the Patriots, because I missed that one. Guys, we got Priest here of the Packers. We got Trey here of the Lions. Both these guys are completely busy during the offseason doing all kinds of trades and moves. Guys, what do you think about the OMFL draft so far? We got season 1 in the books, and we're halfway through season 1. Listen to me. Round 1 in the books. We got half of round 2 in the books. What are you guys thinking so far?
It's been a very intriguing draft. It was kind of annoying that people also found the hidden gems that I found, and they took them before I got a chance. But hey, that just shows you that the people are doing the scouting.
I want to see.
Yeah, there's not too many of them.
This would have been my pick.
Yeah, I have no clue who I'm taking. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this stream going. Pooties, good to see you, buddy. No, we are not doing that, Pootie. We play this one all the way through, my guy. I apologize, but you guys would be all right with me. You don't need me for any kind of shooters. Me and you'll get to play tomorrow, Pootie T. If somebody could tell me who the New England Patriots just took, I did just miss
that. They took a left guard.
A left guard. Let me see if maybe I can find a left guard.
Nate. Come on.
Whose name will pop up. Let's see here. This show's already off to a bad start, but I was trying to see if I could find this pick so I can at least try my best. Was it Battles?
I got you here, Nate. Trevor Kendricks.
Oh, say it again. You broke up on me.
Trevor Kendricks.
Trevor Kendricks. Mr. Trevor.
I can't believe he's still there.
There we go. Yeah, he's one of the top guys, kind of blue chippers that I have left. And there's not many of those guys left. We're about to get rocking and rolling here. Live draft in 20 minutes. I will probably at least get this pick in, but give me just a minute, guys, to get this draft show going on. Surprises of round number 1. I'm going to get us started. 4 defensive tackles taken in round 1, if not more. There may have been more. It may have been 5 defensive tackles. 3 quarterbacks taken within the first 5 picks. Neither one of those things did I see going to take place. I don't know whose mic is not playing nice with you, but you got to plug that baby all the way in, or you got to mute for me. One of those 2 things have to happen. But anyway, I think that the quarterbacks going shows you that this is a quarterback-driven league, and everybody's trying to do what Trey seems to be really good at doing, and that's finding that young rookie quarterback that can come in and do all kinds of greatness for you. I know you are. But with a guy that I do not think you're going to be able to do it with. I hope you prove me wrong. You've proven me wrong before in the past. I do not like that. There's no way I would have drafted that guy in the first round.
Well, see, the quarterback I wanted was projected to be a day 3 guy, and he went in the second pick. So.
Yeah. Trey, you've
reached
been
and
around here
drafted.
way too long to not know. You know in your heart, there are no such thing as hidden gems in this league. These guys comb this
Yeah.
draft over.
I
Yeah,
feel
they
like
do.
this is the weakest draft we've had.
Really, I thought the opposite.
Yeah.
I felt like by far this is way stronger than any other draft that we've seen.
Nah, I just have to go back to the whole Doug Glenn draft because that draft was loaded.
It was
Especially because I
loaded.
think,
Especially because Doug Glenn was supposed to come to me. Yeah.
Well, give me both of your
he,
biggest surprises. What's been your biggest surprise in round 1 and halfway through round 2?
The Lions took a quarterback. I was surprised by that.
there's reasons for that one. The amount of cornerbacks that went in the later half of the first round surprised me. I figured those guys would go in the first half.
I got a question. How is the top 5 pick still there? People just don't like his name or what?
Who are
think
we
I
talking
might have
about? Are we
something.
talking about Trenton Brewer?
Snoop Games.
No, Snoopy. Snoopy Doopy.
I think it's the acceleration turning everybody away.
I bet you he's a stud, whoever gets him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've still got a defensive tackle that's high on my draft board. I still got a tight end that's high up there, a left end that's high up there. Actually, 2 left ends, and so I still got a handful of blue chippers, a wide receiver, a little bit slower but a big guy that can make some plays, an outside linebacker, a cornerback, and another outside linebacker. All is my blue chippers. So here in the second round, I think you're still going to see some hidden dev guys. Listen, I'm going to toss it over to you guys and tell me your favorite pick of round 1, the pick that you really think could be a playmaker in this league. You cannot pick your own player. And while you guys discuss that, I'm going to go ahead and before I'm back, if I'm not back, I want you to talk about your favorite pick that's maybe left or maybe like an underrated guy that's left as we get rolling here. And I'm going to go try to make my pick.
I'm Breeze?
Yeah, you go ahead first. I'm looking here.
Yeah, same here.
Prepared.
They
That's
just
what we
don't-
are. We are always prepared.
They're just coming out of nowhere with these questions. All right, Breeze, fix the mic.
Priest, is your mic plugged all the way in? It is you, bud.
I'm using my headset. I thought it'd be better.
Is it plugged all the
You're
way
even
in?
aesthetic.
It sounds like maybe you're not all the way plugged in. Either
It's
in
a
the
wireless
headphone or the
headset.
oh, well, then that ain't it.
Are you around any microwave appliances?
It
No,
sounds
what
like
do I
you're being
sound like?
electrocuted.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like an alien's eating you.
Yeah.
That's okay, as long as you understand me.
I'm going to have to go with little cautious pick in the first round with George Stallworth. I saw him and I was contemplating him being my first pick in the second round, but the fact that he went in the first round just tells you that I may have been right on him being a stud.
Yeah, there's a lot of picks here.
All right, I think I'm going to
Sort
try to
of-
make my pick here.
I think this Jeff George, the second pick, is gonna help Meek Boy out.
Mr.
That's my
Roger,
pick.
what's going on, Raj?
Not a whole lot. I'm aggravated. I have to do this through the mic on the controller. My headphones took a
no.
dump. They won't connect.
Accept
Oh,
that
no.
trade. Accept that trade, Roger.
Sounds like Priest is trying to dump on him right now as we're talking here. And listen, you guys didn't. You're killing me here with your one-word answers. You're supposed to like get commentary. Nobody. Oh God, Priest, what's wrong over there? We got to. You got to keep talking. You got to have some conversations going
All
here.
right.
Nobody wants to sit
I
here
got
and
Jeff.
stare at empty space.
My top pick, Jeff George, the second, goes to Meek Boy.
He was pretty good.
I think he's going
Big arm.
to 84 acceleration. If Meek Boy does it properly, I think you might see him exceed. Did you hear that?
I did. I agree with you. I'm trying to make my pick.
Did you get my message? I sent you a message, Nate.
Oh, you may have, but I got Discord completely turned off. So
Okay.
anybody trying to get with me on Discord, it ain't gonna happen.
I was just sending you a linebacker that you might want.
Oh, okay, I got you. I think I might. There's some really good. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm sitting here. That's the
I'm
bad
surprised
thing.
you
Like,
didn't go
here's what I'm gonna
linebacker,
do.
Nate.
I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna come over here so you guys can't see what I'm doing because I hate doing that. Like, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and talk. Raj, who's your favorite pick in round 1? And then what's an underrated player left here on the board still?
Hold on. Let's see here.
Raj is the man. He's got it all down pat.
Oh yeah,
I need to look
Roger.
real quick. One quick second. Okay. An underrated player that's still on the board. There's still a quarterback out there. McAfee's still sitting there, 6'4", 233. I'm confused as to why he's still sitting there. I mean, unless there's something wrong with it. No, he's got elite throw power, so that's not an issue. Throw under pressure's an A. All his accuracies are a B. Not sure why this guy's still sitting here with all these quarterback needy teams.
Don't say that. Lions are going to take him now.
Could I go with a double-threaded
The guy's
quarterback
sitting there.
system?
I mean, he's a top 50 guy, and he's just sitting there and he's sliding for what? I mean, there were people making reaches for quarterbacks.
Did somebody
And
take
just let that
Cooper
guy stand
Harper?
him. So is this going to be our? Is that going to be our guy that just slides down into day 3?
Or maybe free agent. Who knows? Maybe nobody wants him.
Yeah. He's sits there too much longer. I'm going to use him for backup.
What do you think of that trade I sent you?
I haven't looked yet. I stopped to do something. I was trying to get these stupid headphones to work, and it's not happening.
Every time
Raj,
somebody
do you
picks,
know-
it goes away.
Raj, do you know if somebody took Cooper Harper? Because I was looking at him. I want to look
I
at him
did.
a little deeper.
Yeah,
oh,
he's
well,
gone.
there you go.
I took him. Yep, he is
That-
off the board.
That would explain why he is no longer around.
Yeah.
No rush, Nate. You got lots of time.
I do. But I'm trying to make this
Mm,
happen, but I was not
12
expecting this
minutes.
to be my pick.
12 minutes, Raj.
You looking for a specific
No,
position, or just
not really.
you need defense?
There's two
What do you
players-
need?
there's two
Line
players
or
I'm gonna look at real
linebackers? What do you
quick.
need?
I don't really need anything per se.
You need a
It's just-
linebackers. I looked at your team. I'm surprised you didn't take a linebacker over the defensive
Are you
tackle.
crazy? You
All
and
your
your
linebackers are under
27-year-old
70.
is old. I'm not overall does not bother me. I don't look at overall speed,
I hear you.
strength,
I hear
I
you.
mean,
and what
I
is your
made the
coverage
offensive rookie of the
abilities.
year and offensive player of the year of a 70 overall.
Yeah, I
True
don't
that,
ever
true
look
that.
at overall.
I don't only jack crap.
All right, so here's one guy that interests me. Let me look at one other cat, and I'm gonna make my decision here. I'm pulling
What do you
a
think,
I'm pulling
Roger?
an outlaw. I need
Give me
8
a minute. I
minutes.
haven't got there yet. I'm still working on this. We're not going to pull an outlaw.
Yeah, I need 8 minutes, which is really 85 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Oh my goodness, is Manny Gonzalez gone as well? Halfback?
What position?
He's
yeah.
not gone.
No?
Through the season, he changed positions from halfback to fullback.
Ooh.
I had the same issue with today. I was looking for him. I'm like, where the heck did this guy go? And then I flipped the page and I'm like, oh, okay, 6'1", 244. All right, I get it. Makes sense.
Oh
That
yeah.
strong safety has some good stats, too.
All right, I'm gonna make my pick real quick right now. Go and make my pick. Here we go.
I'll have to send it to you again, Roger.
Hang on.
For some reason, Madden, every time you do it.
All right, let's get back over here. What's up, Tim? I'm taking Jeff Monteague. Oh, look at there. There we go. 90 speed,
Nice.
89 acceleration. That's okay. 67 strength. That sucks. I thought he'd be a little bit stronger than that. Hidden Dev. I need some backup. My guys are aging, of course, and so I needed to get some backup.
Yeah, you got all the 27-year-olds, don't you?
Yeah, if you ask Priest, that's butt old, man. You can't play NFL anymore if you're that old.
If 27 is old, if 27 is old, then I must be part of the damn concrete because I'm double that.
Listen, this is off to a bumpy start, but man, we got things back rolling. We are right there. There's been a couple of teams that have gathered a lot of picks. Texans, Raj, you're one of them. Priest has had a ton of picks. He's got to wait till y'all see it next year. Like he literally owns 7/8 of the second round. Yeah, there's just been a lot of guys making moves, and this is that really fun time in the season where there's just a lot of moves, a lot of teams. Who do you think so far? Now, this is early because a lot can change here in the next 3 rounds, which is really how we start to, look at teams. But who do you think early on has turned things around for their franchise and really will improve their team as we move into season 104?
I've got to go with Raj. That quarterback pick was a heck of a pick.
Very, very good quarterback. I didn't get to really pick apart your other picks, Raj, but what else did you kind of gather to go with your quarterback?
I got the linebacker and a left guard. I got the linebacker Cooper yesterday.
You know who else I like a lot is what the Vikings have done. He's got a couple of hidden depth guys. He got a really, really good quarterback early in that first round. He's got a lot of pieces.
He got the best guy in the draft, except for the second best overall rated player in the draft.
Yeah. What about the Rams? The Rams are another team that's had a lot of draft picks. He didn't go quarterback. Of course, he's got all kinds of people over there playing quarterback for him. He went defensive tackle. What do we think about the Rams?
I think that's a solid pick going in, especially if you're going to run a 4-3 system, pairing him alongside Aaron Donald. That kid's going to get nothing but development right off day one.
Let me recap the draft really quick, and then we're going to open it up and get some more questions before we get the draft started here. And what are we, 5 minutes away? Matthew Wellerman was your first quarterback taken off of the board. I'm already kind of missing on all of these draft picks. Roger, do you have your original draft board being updated live?
I do not. I didn't. Okay.
No, all good. I try to keep up because then it slows me down trying to make my picks, but it's all good. Matthew Wellerman, he goes 1 overall. Mitchell Knight, the tight end or the Texans quarterback that we were just talking about, goes over to Houston with the 7th pick. 3rd pick was the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I got to give him credit. Last night could have went super sexy pick, did not. Kind of calmed himself down, went with a really good solid pick. And right here, early in the draft, right, he's got a lot of skill positions, but he invested in that offensive line, which he needed. That goes with the 3rd overall pick. 4th pick was the Rams, taking the number 1 player in the entire draft, Evan Cooper. Number 5 was Jeff George II. Now, Trey, was this the guy that you thought was going to fall down some more?
No.
Well, there you go. I thought it was. Addison Posey, it's got to be the next guy because that one was a shocker to me. Addison Posey goes to the Saints with the 6th pick, a defensive tackle. Slider Perryman, what a great name. A wide receiver, goes over to the Kansas City Chiefs, just what he needs, a really fast, big receiver to go make some more plays for him. 7th was Brian Bates, a tight end, going to, I think it's a tight end. Yep, tight end going over to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Colts with the 8th pick took Dexter Connor. He is a cornerback out of Arizona. He's going to go over to the Arizona Cardinals. Hughes with the 9th pick goes left outside linebacker, goes over to the Houston Texans. We can all hear that, Priest. You gotta find another way to talk to him. And then with the 10th pick, which I think was the Falcons, maybe. I don't think I have this one up here. I don't have the 10th pick up here for some reason. But that's your first handful of picks in the first round. We're just minutes away from starting the OMFL draft as we are halfway, pick number 17 here in the second round. And we get a lot of teams with a lot of picks. The Falcons, they're up now over to Trey and his Lions, the Panthers. We'll spit it out, and then the Saints, Broncos, and Bucks as we get towards the end of the second round. Then hopefully it will rock and roll here. I don't have a lot of stats in front of me. Usually I have a draft board with all kinds of sexy stats to tell you. I don't have that this time. Just the way that it worked out this Madden. There's been so many things that have needed our time and energy. We have not been able to do that. So I will do my best to keep this entertaining. Hopefully I can get my guys to keep talking, and it should be a ton of fun. So what are we thinking here in the second round as we kind of get to the end? Any teams that you're kind of like got an eye on just to figure out what they're going to do? Raj, would you please, for the love of God, trade with Priest so I can stop hearing it?
It's done. It's done.
Priest, D-Money, some of these guys, Mo, when he was here, these guys they just suck the life out of you trying to get their picks or their trades done with you. I'm just kind of kidding. Tons of fun. And this is the fun part.
You don't like draft day trades.
Oh, no, they don't bother me at all. It's the just like constant messages that drive me insane. Priest who doesn't read.
I mean, come on, Nate. We should know
Priest
Priest doesn't read. Look how many interceptions he throws.
Mac Townsend, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. He's going over to Kobe, and Kobe grabbed him quite the tight end to get this thing started in the first round. And you heard like
Kyle
the
Pitts
entire,
Jr.
you heard the entire draft, the entire league just go, ugh.
I mean, I didn't go. I don't have to face them until the OMFL Bowl. If that.
Raj, you got to back me up here a little bit if they start getting their pitchforks. But there's going to be some unhappy campers about a brand new rule that will be coming out tonight about the old tight end catches. So we will see how that goes. And Raj, I think maybe, I don't know. Now I feel like it wasn't you. Someone responded to my rule suggestion and about fullbacks and tight end situation that we're looking at.
That wasn't me.
Is somebody, but I don't think we can do that. It's a little too late to start trying to get things going here. Yeah. Look, the Jets, Tim with his tight end cheese that he used to have over there in New York, he's saying that Kobe's getting it going and keeping it going for him over there. But look, Kobe is putting together a powerhouse. You heard Trey and I talk about it a ton throughout Press Pass Live throughout the season. The Jets are going to change the face of the AFC. Like, people, they need to get ready.
Yep. Denver's got a legitimate contender coming at him now from the NFC to the AFC. So that's just going to add competition to the already starting to flourish AFC, if I could say so.
Team OMFL Draft, season 104, it is officially upon us. We have hit the start draft. I will be pausing on my picks, well, because I'm the commissioner, and I've kind of earned a pause so I can make sure I update the draft board and figure out who my players are, who I got access to, all that fun stuff. So get over it if you don't like it. I put in almost 60 hours of work rebuilding this franchise. I get perks, okay? I'm just kind of being funny or trying to be funny, but Falcons, they're on the clock. What you guys can help me do, though, is stay on top of who we need to skip. So just help me stay on top of that, guys. I don't want to make us wait for just the sake of waiting. Oh, is this the Falcons-Bears trade? If it is, I think Ryan B is Cincyberg, I think. If this is the Falcons pick for the trade with the Bears and it didn't get improved and done, this is why we tell you guys you can't wait. This is why it was supposed to be cut off at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever time I post it. Their trade doesn't get approved. So sorry, guys. This is like, this isn't fair to the owners who were involved in this, but I think it is fair to explain that we're not just making things up for the sake of making people's lives difficult or just trying not to allow you to have some fun. What's up, RL? The reason we cut trades off is because it is physically impossible to get them approved on time give you time to get them, done within the franchise so that you can do what you got to do. Like literally, you've had weeks to get trades done. And so I apologize to those two guys. I did my best. It got close. I haven't looked at it in the last hour, but the approval process was really close. And there's a chance that it did get approved, but it got approved so late, nobody had a chance to let y'all know. So Silas Woodson, that one hurts a little bit. That was a guy on my draft board that I was hoping would fall a couple of more picks here. We got the Detroit Lions on the block. Detroit making some moves. Trey, of course, is here, but I'm still going to talk about his team. He got rid of the quarterback that won the Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Player of the Year. Oh, my God. I don't know whose beepy beep went off just now, but that hurt my ears. He got rid of him, which was a shocker. He drafted what I think was a subpar quarterback. He's probably going to prove me wrong because he's really good with quarterbacks, really good with player development, but really starting to build this team, and he's got to do it. You couldn't help yourself, could you, Trey? Snoop is off the board. Tell us about Snoop James, halfback out of Miami, going over to Detroit. A little bit of a head scratcher again. Like, you don't really need a quarterback, but you ain't got one.
We gotta be hurdling all day long. He's got 95 jumping, 87 acceleration, 88 change of direction, and the bonus, 90 speed.
Nice. Is he going to be like a day one starter?
Yeah, I've got Swift to compete with, but potential.
All right, let me make my pick really fast here. Then we will get us unpaused. We keep going. Looking at two players, they're both the same positions. This shouldn't take me very long. Probably would have been a slightly easier pick had the guy I had my eyes on not gone just a couple of picks before. Ooh, stuck. Raj, I'm doing this live right here. Taylor or Cartwright? That's a tough one. I'm stuck between these two.
I believe Cartwright is the better bet. Hang on a second.
I like Taylor. Just like he's got a little extra size, but Cartwright's a bigger fella. Let me look at one little thing.
Cartwright is the 15th best guy left on the board. Taylor's 18, so it's a coin flip.
Yeah, they're close, aren't they? Yeah. Let me look at
it's a coin flip.
Is it going to show me strength? Okay, all right. Let me look. This guy, nope. I
don't think you can go wrong either way.
All right, I'm doing with this one right here. Yeah, somebody's in trouble.
That's a solid guy.
Yeah, he's normal, dude. Rashad Cartwright, 94 speed, 65 strength. I should have went with the higher strength. That's where I was kind of struggling. 94 acceleration, 84 change of direction is pretty nice. Man, oh well. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and those are my two picks that I got from Mr. Priest here. All right, now we are back at it with the Denver Broncos, Tampa Bay Buccaneers up next. Miami Dolphins, who too have had a lot of draft picks. Now, he found himself in all kinds of cap trouble last year. He was over the cap. He had a player suspended for a couple of games. I am about 100% sure that should not happen this season. Everyone should have like $1 billion except for like 3 teams. But I don't know. The OMFL always surprises me in some form or fashion. And so let's see if anybody gets suspended. But Miami had to move some players, get some draft picks, save some cap, get some younger players. What do we think about the Miami Dolphins offseason so far?
Well, he had
Yeah.
his dead cap, so he did what he had to do, and he's trying to get it back. He's got draft picks now, so he's trying to pick up some younger, cheaper talent.
Yep, completely agree. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna reset my headphones here. I know everybody can still hear me, but my audio keeps breaking up, and it does that sometimes when I'm on these split screens. But I want to keep my split screen going. Anyway, I really like what they've done. They've been smart. Look, Massimo knows exactly how he wants to build his teams, and look, he was right there. And the AFC. Look, we talked about it. We touched on it really quickly, but the AFC is going to be a completely different model now with Kobe and his Jets over there. The Bengals and Denver. I'm listening to me. Denver's now with the Browns, but the Browns are going to have competition. The Bengals have been there. Miami's been pushing. The Jets are going to be in there. We've seen what the Broncos and the Raiders got going. The AFC should be a much funner division as we move into season 104. And my guy Duval wants me to talk about Derrick Henry. He's now sitting over here in the NFC South. What do you guys think about Derrick Henry in the NFC South? Are we glad we don't have to face him in the AFC anymore, Raj?
I am super excited that he's out of my hair. I don't have to tackle him anymore, or don't have to try to tackle him and get knocked down looking like a fool.
Yeah, that signing was annoying. Because if I have to run against Atlanta, that's just going to make my life much more annoying. Because you have Kyle Pitts and Derrick Henry now to be worried about.
I'm interested about that cap. Of course, the reset, us rebuilding it kind of helped everybody out with their cap. But, you still can't pay everybody, but maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe we're all like the 49ers. You get tons of money. Zach Hightower, cornerback out of Kansas State. He's going over to Miami to help that defensive backfield. Priest.
Pair up with Deion Prime.
He's going to get paired up, which I hate, Raj. I hate you. Every time I read and hear that name, I hate you for just a split second for giving him that name. John Fullerton, center out of Florida. Priest, I want to hear from you, if I can bring you back in without your headphones absolutely murdering our ears. What do you think about the second round? Do you think that is a round that you're getting starters, or are we building depth? You've done some crazy second round picks before. Priest, leave us. Priest here.
I think he walked away, maybe. I don't hear him.
Emmett Wilkins, defensive tackle out of UCF, going over to the Las Vegas Raiders. They're a team that's on my schedule this year, so I'm interested to see how he continues to build that team. Trey, what about you? What are you looking for here in the second round? Do you take some shots if you got multiple picks? Are you trying to get some solid starters? You building depth? What are you doing in the second round?
It really depends on where you are. If you're in the first half of the second round, I think you're still shooting to try and get another starter. If you're towards the back half of the second round, that's where the shift starts to go, okay, let's try and build some depth. Gets maybe, some extra corners, some extra wide receivers, positions that require more than just one guy on the field at a time.
Raj, are we happy that the pause draft was back? I love the pause draft, and I was kind of sad we couldn't use it for quite some time.
It has its pluses and its minuses. The pluses for it is you can get, people get time to take between picks. The minus is when you got guys sitting for like 10 hours waiting for somebody. That drives the group nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Priest, is that you?
And he's gone.
He just left the party, it says.
I know. He gives us like half a second in the middle of sentences. Priest, we heard you. You just got to give a second to finish our statements. We can't stop mid-sentence to answer you. Priest, we were talking about the second round. I've watched you do some craziness in the second round. Trey, I'm giving you a job this draft as well. You got to help me stay on top of who to skip. Okay?
I got Bronco Man is not here. You can skip Bronco Man.
Okay. When you guys got to help me when it comes up, because I don't memorize those things in my head. But Priest, in the second round, are you taking flyers? Are you taking chances? Are you trying to build starters? Are you trying to build depth? What are you doing in the second round?
Usually second round is depth. You definitely need depth in this game. With injuries, injuries can kill you. In my other league, I have got like 8 guys out. Thank God I got depth. I really think you do got to sub people in and out,
He
especially in
said
the third and fourth quarter.
preset in my other league, in his other 8 leagues that he plays in. Yeah,
We only
you
have
got to
3
have
leagues.
you got to have that depth. You got to build that depth. But I've watched you. I don't. You always make me laugh when it comes to drafts because you're not always on with us, and we're watching you do your thing. But Priest never fails to leave me in some kind of shock and awe. Trent Brewer left in out of Oregon, going over to the Indianapolis Colts. He's investing heavily into that defensive line. Aiden Meredith, left tackle out of Virginia, going over to the Washington Commanders as Raj continues to build that team. Raj, listen to me.
Steaks. They're
Rob,
brown.
that's what I was
They're in
trying to
the
say.
fridge. Do you want them? Do you want to keep
Who
them?
is
Throw them
that?
out? What?
They're in a bowl, you mean?
No, they're in a bag.
Raj, you're unmuted, Raj.
Do you want to keep them or no? Stock them!
Poor Raj.
I got a
He doesn't-
question
I
for
don't
you,
think he
Nate.
can hear us. What's that?
You think the draft so far is offensive heavy or defense?
You know, I think it's been a good spread of both. It feels like it's
Shouldn't
been.
take anything, Jeff.
Raj, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's
Oh,
all crapped out because I'm using the PlayStation controller mic because my things are broke.
all good. Give
Well,
us
hit
a
the
little
mute
mute,
button.
though.
Another left tackle just went.
Yeah.
Fulton, Mississippi State. It's a
That's
lot of
a
left
heck of a-
tackles.
Yeah, the offensive linemen are starting to run off here in the second round.
Denver's picking some nice players.
Raj, you gotta give us a little mute there. We can hear all the
It won't let me
conversations.
mute it.
Oh no!
It won't let me mute it. I got it bowled out.
Oh no! Ladarius Fulton, left tackle out of Mississippi State, going to help the Cleveland Browns, who was in his 4th straight OMFL Bowl. I think offensive line. Duval said, "Don't mute Raj," but we can't listen to the entire conversation. Duval, I can't hardly think it's so loud. But anyway, offensive line, I think, has been the one position that's been light, as well as DBs. Like normally we see by now 5, 6, 7 cornerbacks kind of running off of the list here, and we haven't seen that quite so much this draft. It's been more big boy heavy, right?
Yeah, I got a info from Cincyberg on left end Trent Brewer. He's a hit in development, 87 acceleration, 74 agility, 77 jumping, 87 strength. It's not a bad pick. It's a left end, Trent Brewer.
Trey, you've called a couple of these Browns teams, the Super Bowls that they've been in, the OMFL Bowls. What do you think is the 1 or 2 spots that he needs to improve in to get over the hump? Isn't fair. He did beat me. He got his first one, but the last 2 he's come up just a little bit short.
And when it's come down to the end of the day, it's been his left tackle, which he just went and addressed. I mean, we watched last one, what, a week ago?
Ravens are in here.
And his left tackle was getting tossed around. I think the guy had 3.5 sacks on him.
Yeah.
And he lost by 6? Like, and he almost won it on a Hail Mary.
Yeah, crazy play that I've went back and watched a handful of times. Houston Texans up with the 30th pick here in the second round. Then we got the Cleveland Browns, 31st, San Francisco 49ers, and then we'll be off into the third round with the Ravens, the Texans, and the Steelers. A lot of these picks have changed hands. A lot of teams have kind of gotten away from some picks and made some moves. Raj taking Manny Gonzalez, fullback out of Arizona State. He's the halfback that I kind of have my eyes on. Moved him to fullback. Raj, are you keeping him at fullback or are you going to put him back at halfback?
Rod left the party.
Oh, did. That's right. He said, I can't mute it, so I'm just going to go off the party. My bad, Raj.
The left guard that Panthers took is a hidden. He's a stud. Clyde Bowens. It's a good pick right there.
Brian Parsons, this is another guy that I had my eye on. Middle linebacker out of Michigan State. He's going over to the Cleveland Browns as they're investing right up the middle, it seems, putting a lot of
Parsons, a good pick.
big guys there to be able to handle some of those run The San Francisco 49ers, your champion, undefeated, one of his, I think his second undefeated season where he also wins the OMFL Bowl. My goodness, this guy was just unstoppable, it felt like. Anything going to slow him down now that he has $100 million in free cash to spend?
I'm going to say this now. Everybody's going to hate playing him for one reason, and it's Kittle and Waller.
I can't wait to play him.
Oh, that's going to be freaking... That's a whole bag of fun.
I will say, if anything, though, if there is a Madden to not wish you had a ton of money, this one would probably be the one. And I would say that because we limit everybody to in-game contracts, so he's not able to go out there and start offering these crazy contracts because he's got tons of money. And the game limits you to 5 free agents per round, so you can't go out and sign 50 guys in one round. So things are pretty even.
Phase.
No, I think it does it in round 2 and 3 because I had a couple owners asking me.
First round is 5, second round's 10, third round's unlimited.
Okay, there you go. Well, still does limit them. Sharif Boone, center out of LSU, going over to the San Francisco 49ers. And now we're off into round number 3, pick number 1 with the.
I think we've determined.
A lot of these offensive linemen are really good.
You said none?
No, this is probably the best offensive lineman draft I've seen. They're all studs.
I believe we can skip this one.
Do we know that for sure?
Well, he's picked what, he didn't draft with his last pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think he's here. He didn't answer me all day.
And he's not on Madden.
Okay, all right. We're going to advance it to the next pick. Getting it over to Raj, pick number 3. Ladarius Etienne. Free safety out of Ole Miss going over to Nipples.
Good pick right there.
The Ravens are like this weird team, right? When Nipples is plugged in and excited and playing, like, my goodness, how different could the AFC look with an engaged Baltimore Ravens team? The problem is he's just not engaged that often.
Yeah, ever since he moved to get a better job, the job is eating up time.
We just went 2 picks.
Yeah, because the Steelers are on auto. Devin Edwards, strong safety out of USC, goes over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about Outlaw and his Steelers. Weird stuff. Trey and I talked about it last offseason. We talked about it last draft. He's got a rookie quarterback that he invests in, but then he goes out and trades for another young quarterback. Plus, he's still paying Trubisky. It's a lot of money tied up into some weird players. I think he's done a better job. It's been a more quiet offseason for him. I think he's done a better job of building this team properly. What do we think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm going to toss it over to you first, Priest.
He's definitely building. Like, Outlaw's a great player. He gets in his head. If he would change some of the way he plays, he'd be great. Like me, I used to throw a lot of interceptions. I don't anymore, and my gameplay's gotten a lot better. If he would just change some of his tactics, I think he'd win more games.
Matthew Scott, right in out of Tech. He's going over to the Los Angeles Rams. Trey, what do you think about the Steelers and what Outlaw's doing?
Yeah, Outlaw's one of those weird cases. Like, you expect him to run with a guy, but then he gives up on him rather fast and doesn't really give him a chance.
You're up, Mike.
Duval in chat says he likes the old Priest. Pick Priest. Taylor Dunn, cornerback out of Memphis. He's going over the Detroit Lions.
Oh, shut up.
Hidden Dev, 91 speed, 95 acceleration. 6'2", and 21.
You don't need him.
Oh, yeah, I do. Especially for the amount of times you try to throw the ball on me.
I run more than pass. Come on.
Kansas
you know
City
that
Chiefs.
Clancy doesn't work against me.
All right, you two with your NFC rivalry.
Vikings isn't going to like the new rule.
Oh, I think the Vikings will be just fine. I do want to talk about the Seahawks, though, the next time they come up. They were up, but we moved on from them pretty quickly. I think the Seahawks are an intriguing team. Not an owner that at least I know a lot about. Meek is pretty quiet. I don't know if that's what his name exactly was going for, but I just don't see him a lot. I don't get to talk to him all that much, but he's got such an interesting team in Seattle. Kansas City Chiefs. Now, here's a team with a lot of firepower. We see them up and down, though, right? We see them go on a little bit of a run, lose a couple games. What do you like to see from the Kansas City Chiefs in season 104? Trey, let's start with you.
I got to find his footing early because you did see these starts and he puts himself in a hole, but then towards the end of the season, he just goes on a run and puts himself in a chance for the playoffs, but just falls just short or makes it end and then makes an early exit. If he can get his footing, it'd be interesting to see how far he can actually take that run.
Eagles are doing a nice silent but good draft, man.
Yeah, I like what the Eagles have done too. Brian McNeil,
Twinkie.
defensive tackle out of Arkansas, going over there.
Oh,
Kevin
I wanted that
Beats,
one. Damn it.
middle linebacker out of Stanford. He's going over to Colin, who always ignores my DMs. I don't know what's up with that, Colin. You hurt my feelings when you ignore my DMs.
That's a good
Kevin
pick. He
Beats.
was
What do you like about him, Priest?
just like I scouted him. He was fast, agile. I'm sure he's good for a second linebacker if you play a 3-4 for sure. I was hoping to get him, but didn't fall for me. Colin will do well with him.
Oh,
Did he post
that's
him?
something. No, I don't know yet.
We're coming up on the middle of the third round already, so we're rocking and rolling here.
So here's Meek Boy again. The Seattle, another hidden dev. I think every pick he's had a hidden dev.
I'm telling you, when he comes up, we're going to talk about him again. I want to wait till he comes back up, but I really like what Seattle is doing. Tim in the chat talking about my defensive line got pushed around last season. I've addressed my needs this season. I think you have, Tim. It's going to be interesting, though, to see what you do at the skill position. I think the offense has got to find its footing in season 104.
The right end he just drafted 6'6", 268 with 87 strength and 83 speed. Getting a power rusher with some speed on him could be deadly.
And he's a hidden dev too.
Ah, man, there's the guy I was hoping was going to go a couple more picks. Quincy Taylor, wide receiver out of Liberty Truth. I think you're going to be very happy with him. Malcolm Roby, left in out of Cincinnati. He's going over to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Duval. Duval, let us know in chat what you think about Mr. Malcolm Roby. Now we got Pepper and his Chargers up, lost in the Patriots. Then over to Nipples and his Ravens. I'll probably let that one click through since my pick is going to be right after that. And I have no clue where I'm going to go since
Linebacker Nate
thought I needed one. So we're going to see exactly where this one goes.
While we're sitting here waiting, I just went and
Chargers
looked at the week one
Patriots.
schedules.
Oh, go ahead.
Barn burner of a week one matchup. We got D Money and D Wayne.
We do.
Nice.
And there's definitely some bad blood starting to boil up in that rivalry. And that's what makes for a good rivalry, right? You get some bad blood going there. Chargers, Patriots, two very good owners, two very good teams. Some needing some rebuilding in some positions. Which one of them get it turned around quicker in the AFC for season 104?
Oh, Chargers definitely. Pepper's good that way.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a rebound year for Pepper. I think he's missing a lot of key pieces last season. Plus, he missed some time over the holidays and whatnot. I think a fully checked in Pepper is one of those guys that can make him run in the AFC.
Braxton Groves, right tackle out of Michigan State. He's going over to the LA Chargers. I always hesitate because I'm always like, I got to get this right. You got to say it right because I'm going to say it wrong.
You got a tough first 3 games there, Bikes.
Yeah, I got an interesting start to the season. That's for sure.
49ers, week 2.
Yep.
New
I
England
got
Patriots.
Tim last, I'm happy.
I do
Lost
think
Sniper.
Lost, he can turn things around, right? Lost, we've seen him go on these runs, and I think that division is kind of up in the air, right? Like there are some, no one's kind of taken that over. Now, Kobe is going to completely change things, but I think that could draw the best out of Lost and his Patriots. I think that's going to be a really fun division to see how that one plays out.
It'd
Do
be
you
very
guys think?
intriguing.
Do you guys think since we've had this break, the people that haven't been playing are gonna start slow?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all if there's a couple of teams that kind of start slow and see exactly who can kind of rebound the quickest. I think that makes that first 6 weeks so really important for teams.
You got the Bucks away your first game there, Nate.
Say that again.
You face off against the Bucks away your first game.
Yeah, I've got 3 division games in the first 6 weeks. It's going to be like you better come out hot or you better not come out at all.
Right. I like
because
them
it could
at the end. I hate them
away.
at the beginning.
Yeah, I hate them at the end. I hate them at the beginning as well. I like to find my now at the end, right? The
Yeah.
trade off is you could be injured, whatever it may be, but I don't like starting right out of the gate because those games feel like they count like it's 2 losses.
I think you can skip the Ravens. I know I got Vikings first 2 in the first 3 weeks twice.
All right, you guys take over. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go make my selection real quick.
All right, well, we got Eric Childress, CB at Oklahoma State, going to the Ravens. I think he selected all defense this whole draft.
Yeah, his assistant general manager must think the defense is the issue here.
Right?
I mean, I think he paid Lamar. I could be wrong, but it might be just a product of not much available. Because outside of Derrick Henry and Mike Evans, there wasn't really that big splash free agent. So I think a lot of money went and got paid to people that people wanted, but ended up overpaying for.
I might have one big name available next year before the draft.
Oh boy, Priest is eliminating the defense. Is he?
No, left tackle.
Oh, Bakhtari.
Yeah. If I can get enough for him.
Well,
if I can afford him, I'll sign him. We'll see.
If you don't protect him, Aiden Hutchinson's going to be in your face all day long.
Right?
As if he wasn't already.
I got all my whole line back. I'm happy.
Oh, let's hope that, gives you some time to sit back and make a read.
This is Rodgers last year, too, probably. I got
You
Love
think so?
waiting to go in.
You think so?
He hasn't regressed. Let me check. He's still over 90?
He's a 90 on the dot. He took a little bit of regression in his throwing stats this year.
Just a little bit.
Now, only if we had the abilities, because you do need his X Factor.
Right?
Locked up Clancy, I see.
Oh, yeah. He'll probably come with me.
Again?
Oh, one more. Yeah, and then get him in the Hall of Fame. That'll be the longest tendered. Try to beat your guy.
Yeah, what? I took Doug across 3 years? Not 2.
Yeah, this would be the second. I think he'll be probably what? How many more are we going to do? 2, maybe?
I think we might get 2 or 3 years out of this.
So he'll be 29. Definitely still usable.
Oh, fair enough.
You told me my 27-year-old was too old.
No, I was just trying to get him, Nate. I was just playing mind games.
Nate, there's this thing. We like to mess with you just to get a reaction. Because sometimes they're hilarious. Other times, not so much.
I'm trying to make my pick here, guys, but because I don't have a draft board that's getting refreshed, I am all over the place. I promise to get it picked here in the next minute or 2. I know people are probably frustrated trying to get it done here.
What position you looking for, Nate?
I'm looking at all kinds of positions. Offensive line, linebacker. Those are kind of the 2 main ones, but everybody.
Best player available is quarterback.
That one guy I sent you, Silas, his stats are good.
Well, McAfee's the best available player.
Rod,
so we get you have a quarterback, Nate.
I like Houston Connor better than
I don't
McAfee,
need another
Roger.
quarterback, though.
But he's rated higher.
Raj, look at my DMs.
All right. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't like that kid that you sent me, Priest. I promise,
I
guys,
have
I'm gonna
him.
make my pick here in the next minute.
He's A, C,
I like
A,
this
B.
kid.
An elite acceleration. I love that.
I think I might find my kid. Trey has like changed the way I think about offensive linemen after some comments. He's like, oh yeah, maybe that's right.
He's got 4 A's.
Hey, I mean, I got asked from a certain friend of mine about making a draft pick, and it's turned out to be a hidden dev, so maybe I know a thing or two. Maybe.
All right, I think.
Go with your gut.
Probably should.
Always go with your gut.
You changing any schemes up there, Vikes, or you going with your same old?
I've got a few tricks that I've added up my sleeve.
What I've seen you've done good is you've spread it out more. Made
Yes.
your game better.
Yeah, I've started to, spread the ball out a little bit better.
And your run game's got better too.
Yeah, I just need an offensive line that's not going to just, let people walk through.
Well, that was a bust of a pick. Oh well, it happens. You're here in the third round. All right,
Penis?
we're back
Aaron
off running.
Penis.
Aaron
I
Penis.
see
That's
why I
right.
But now
That's
see why
why I
you made that pick,
hesitated.
Nate.
I mean, who
I
wants
see
to
why you
add a
made that
penis
pick.
to their team?
Apparently you.
That's not his name.
Sure, it's not Raj. Sure, it's not.
Sure, sure.
Pretty sure it's not I.
Oh no, it's Pens, but we're just.
Close
I don't know.
enough.
Best name of the draft is Snoop.
Kidding, it is pretty
And
good.
he's in Detroit.
I would not say this if Raj didn't make the joke about himself, but I think some of these names are narcotic influenced.
Ooh, Kobe posted
There's
this
no
guy.
doubt they are.
Hey Nate, so the guy that picked after you, he got a center Ken Goldberg hidden dev, and he's a beast.
Nice. Ken Goldberg, center out of Clemson, going over to help the New York Jets kind of continue to build that. I just needed some
If
depth.
he was
My guy
from
was a
Georgia,
bust.
I would have cared.
Yeah, my guy was not good. My guy was a bust. Probably a practice squad player, but kind of is what it is when you're doing these drafts, right? We got the Atlanta Falcons up right now. I'm assuming he's not around since he didn't even make the pick for his trade that he had a while ago. Pick number 17 here in the third
Falcons
round.
are
So
gone.
You would be correct. Yeah, Falcons
Yeah.
are
They're
not
not.
here.
He's red.
Feel free to help me stay on top of these. New York Giants and Colin up next. Then we over to Panther Nation and the Panthers, Massimo and the Miami Dolphins, Jay Bowles and the Denver Broncos, and then Kevin and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFC South went to Kevin and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Maybe not because of a snafu, even though I think he won it because he won that last game that we
I
paused for.
think he would have still won the division, yes.
What do we think about the NFC South with Bronco fan, with the Atlanta Falcons, Kevin with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We've seen what Black Panther can do with the Panthers. What are we thinking about the NFC South?
I love how you left yourself out of that one.
I won 5 games. I should be left out
I
of
think
every
Bronco Man's
conversation.
going to make a push.
Yeah, Bronco Man shone in the second half of last season.
Now, he did pick a mobile quarterback, so it depends if he can use a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, see, I don't understand going with a quarterback because doesn't he still have Desmond Ritter?
He does.
I think so.
And
I think he
Desmond
did
was
pretty
the
good with
starter
them.
last year, yeah.
So that I question the pick, but Obviously, he has a
surprised he
specific
didn't
style he
go.
wants to play.
I'm surprised he didn't go receiver. There's some speedy receivers out there that could have been had. Parker Givens, though, halfback out of Virginia Tech, he's going over to the New York Giants.
Julius Irving from Clemson. And wow, another wide receiver for Carolina.
Julius Harvey, wide receiver out of Clemson. Is that, if I read that right, 2 back-to-back Clemson players going in the OMFL draft. He's going over to Carolina. Carolina had a weird something going on last year where he went out and got a quarterback. That quarterback played like poo. He played the backup, the lower-rated rookie quarterback, and that guy started winning him a lot of games. So he finds himself in a bit of a quarterback controversy about which way that he goes. What a haircut on this kid. Fair Stringer, wide receiver out of Idaho. Now we're starting to see the skill positions run off the table here.
Bronco Man, you can skip Nate. You can skip Bronco Man.
That's not Bronco Man.
Hey, Nate.
That would be J Bows, not Bronco Man. Bronco
Isn't
Man's
Bronco
the
Man
Falcons.
J Bows is the Raiders, not the Broncos.
I mean, not J Bows. My bad. Crap, I'm drawing it. It's
Jay
not Bronco
Bronco
fan.
Man?
Jay Glaze, that's it. Bronco Man is
Glaze.
the Atlanta Falcons. Glaze. Jay
Oh.
Glaze.
That threw me off.
Raj, I sent you another DM when you get a chance, Bubba. So Jay Glaze is up here, pick number 21 here in the third round. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins, Bengals, Raiders, then back over to my Saints. What are we thinking's best players? Like, give me your top 2 or 3 players that you think are still out there that are pretty good teams here.
Well, there's at least 2 quarterbacks left.
What makes you like the quarterbacks? Like, we are getting to the type of the draft. If you're going to take a wing on somebody, like, this is the time to do it. But what makes you like him, Priest?
His height and his elite power for throwing and his mid accuracy is an A. So that's solid.
Sammy Poindexter. I love it when we get a Poindexter in the draft. And look at those sideburns. My guy's rocking them. Cornerback out of Alabama. He's going to go over and help the Denver Broncos with that defense. So Priest is saying quarterbacks, Trey. Is there any position that's sticking out to you?
There's a few guys, but yeah, a lot of the major talent that I've been able to undercover is still at the quarterback position.
I know Raj is steadily trying to do some things. What are you thinking, Raj? What's out there that you really like?
I'm surprised with all the quarterback needy teams that McAfee's still sitting there. If the board plays out, we're going to see a run on defensive front 7 here pretty soon.
What is Kevin doing out there? Is Kevin just playing shooters? Come on, Kevin, get with it. Justin McAfee, there's the quarterback. He's going over to Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah, he's already got one. There's Kerry Lennox. We were just talking about him as well.
Yep.
I wonder why Kevin went with McAfee. Because didn't he end up with, because of,
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why he would have done that because he got 2 last year.
Yeah.
Duval, you can clearly see I don't have cheat codes. I took a bum offensive lineman a second ago. And I've only taken one hidden dev in the first round all by myself. No cheat codes this time. Usually I have way more information to work off of, but I definitely don't have it this time. Antoine McPherson, defensive tackle out of Oregon. And I think Raj and I were talking, and Raj, these were some of the players that you had your eye on. We're over to the Las Vegas Raiders, pick number 25.
Yep. Yeah, that guy was definitely in my best group of best available left.
I sent you a
The
DM,
pickings are
Mr.
getting
Raj.
slim now. All the left tackles are gone.
They are getting super slim now. Pepper, I did not sign a single free agent. Herbert and Cunningham eating up the rest of my cap. Then I were able to re-sign them. That when you got really great players like that, it's what it's going to cost you. And you do have some really, really good ones. I think Pepper's going to get some things turned around. If you think my cheat codes, Duval, are asking my guy Raj to help me out, you're 100% right because he has a much more live draft board than I do. All right, let me just pause this really fast. I'm gonna get over here. I'm handing it off to Trey. Trey, get us talking about some draft here.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I need you to figure that out.
We're kind of in that lull period where people are, figuring out the pieces. It's interesting, with tight end going to Las Vegas. It makes you wonder, is maybe Darren Waller on his way out? Is he?
I got some. Sorry.
Is he trying to, move Waller? Is he trying to run maybe a 2 tight end system? Who knows?
So we were just talking about Massimo. He just got a gem. Ferris Stringer, hidden dev, 6'1", 191, 92 acceleration, 93 agility, 91 change of direction, 90 jumping, 94 speed. This guy is a stud.
Indeed. And everybody, welcome to the Draft Chat, Mr. Penguins.
Great pick, Massimo.
How's the draft going there, Mr. Penguins?
Not bad.
And say goodbye to Kevin.
I didn't even know Kevin was in here.
Did you hear that, Nate? The Massimo pick?
Yeah, but I was not listening.
No.
I'm trying to figure out who I'm picking.
Yeah, that was
Those
definitely a
stats.
stud wide receiver.
All 90s and over, man.
Yeah, for a third round pick, that's a solid guy. Now, he's claiming that he's going to be a receiver 4 or 5. I would instantly put him as a receiver 3 and develop him.
That's a 1 or a 2. Easy. Especially depends what his hidden dev is.
Well, see, I say 3 because there's Jalen Waddle on Tyreek Hill.
Ooh,
I will take this one. I will take this one. Hidden dev. I did not expect that. 85 speed, 71 strength. I like my guys to be much more stronger. 88 acceleration, 83 change of direction. I didn't think he would be that good, but I will absolutely take it. Let's get over here and resume the draft. We're over to the Denver Broncos with pick number 27. You want everybody though, Priest. You're like
what was his speed
you and Trey
on him?
85.
That's good.
I was looking at him in a halfback as well. There's a halfback I really like out there.
What was his acceleration? 90?
88.
That's decent.
As Tim said, it sounds like the Dolphins just got him another fast receiver, and that's exactly what they needed because Lord knows they don't have any speed over there in Miami.
Everything was over 90, Nate. All his stats are over 90, and he's a hidden.
That's a guy I expect that's probably going to cross over to Madden 24.
Snoop is not here. Snoop now belongs to Trey and the Detroit Lions. He's going to be playing for the blue and white. Is it called blue? No, I guess it's, what do y'all call that? Baby blue?
Honolulu blue and silver.
Honolulu blue and silver, or blue and white if you're from the South.
It's silver.
It is silver. I'm just giving you a hard time. Over to the Denver Broncos, pick number 27, then back over to Chicago. Chicago is not a team that we've heard a lot from this offseason. It feels like he's been pretty quiet, and he had such a good draft last year. You guys both play against him. Big Hurt is the guy over there. Really made you both kind of fight back and forth. I didn't say he wanted all Trey. My God, how many times you need me to pat you on the back? Trey's going to get tennis elbow from patting himself on the back so much.
You know what?
Talk to me about the Bears. Talk to me about the Bears.
I beat him in the last game, and it would have came down to who had more, and I actually would have made the playoffs, I think, because I beat him more than he beat me.
Oh no,
he's got Brendan.
Yeah, but I beat him more.
He's got a left guard out of Oklahoma going over there. What do you guys expect to see from the Bears?
Interception.
For him to touch his tail and run.
Come on, guys.
Because he's got 2 very annoyed and frustrated owners coming for his head.
But he's got a really good, fast defense that knows how to make a ton of plays.
I think the Vikings are going to step up this season.
Yeah, I agree with Priest. It's honestly going to be a 4-man division unless everybody decides to choke like they tend to use.
I'll let you know in the first 3 weeks. I play him twice.
Cincyberg is talking mad stuff in the chat right now. Walker Drake, a fullback out of Marshall, he's going over to the Cleveland Browns. He's got 2 picks here back to back. Over to Raj with pick number 30 in round number 3. And then we're going to be off to round number 4. Raj, Niles Lawton, right in out of Baylor. Talk to me about him and then give me your top 3 players left on your board.
Well, I don't really have a board because I have no picks left other than the 7th round, so I can't give you that one, Nate.
Well, I want Raj to, if he can hear me. I think he was here. He was here a second ago. There's so many people coming and going outside of our chat. I didn't know Kevin was here. I would have talked to Kevin. I didn't even know he was in here with us.
Kevin's been here before you.
Well, that goes to show you how much I know and don't know. It's hard to keep up with all the stuff I got. I'm reading things. I'm looking at things. I got things all over the place over here. Cleveland Browns back up here, pick number 31 in round number 3. Then the Packers. You guys are going to wrap us up. Priest, you got 2 picks here. What are you hoping to grab? And let's see if the Browns grab him from you.
Well, you already took my linebacker.
Don't worry, everybody will take something from Priest, just like I took Doug Glenn years ago.
I'm going backups right now. I have to wait and see who he takes.
Well, what are you hoping? Just let's call it out right here. It's done. Mike McGee, right guard out of Oregon. He's another guy that I kind of looked at really quickly.
I'm going to take this guy just in case.
Houston Connor, quarterback out of TCU. He made the draft graphic. If you'll go see the draft graphic, I think he's on there. Maybe not. I don't know. I got one guy mixed up. Ross Irving, left outside linebacker out of Delaware. He goes to Miami. Tell us about the guy that you just grabbed.
He's got 95 throwing power. He needs some work. Definitely a backup behind Rodgers. We'll see. I like his height, though.
I would like to bring Mr. Penguins into the chat. Come on, Penguins. Speak up.
Mr. Penguins, I know. I heard Trey ask you a question a while ago, and it was like one very short answer. Your Commanders, man, you've been on quite the roll here late in both of these seasons and just came up a little bit short in the playoffs. I mean, very close games. What are you thinking for season 104 for your team?
You had to bring that up.
I mean, it's part of it. Look, I won 5 games last year, so I'm not taking shots at anybody.
I don't know. You have to let me think on that one. I don't know.
Stephen Martin, right outside linebacker at a USF. He's going over to the Seattle Seahawks. And I told you we would talk about Seattle. Let's talk about Seattle right now. They are a team. He's in a hell of a division. So let's just get that out of the way. But they're a team that I'm expecting to turn things around here in season 104. What do you guys like about the Seattle Seahawks? I'm going to go make my selection.
They've got a weird but very interesting build of a team. You have, strong safety in Jamal Adams. You have free safety in Quandre Diggs. Those are like 2 polar opposites in your back end covering a plethora of field. You can throw Jamal Adams up in the box and have Diggs play solo safety. You also have Tariq Woolen that I don't know if he's been developed yet, but 6'4", 97 speed I think was a base rating. Haven't checked it recently, but
you got Metcalf. He's got Metcalf.
And then on offense, yes, DK Metcalf.
Did he draft a QB?
I believe he did draft a QB.
Yeah, they got a tough team.
Because he's got Johnny Cruz or whatever his name is already in there.
He's a tough player.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 9 receivers. Jeez.
Hey, he's got a plethora of talent there. And a lot of them are fast.
Pretty sure that's Kobe's guy, right, Trey?
He definitely needs a left.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, got my pick in.
A
A free safety that's just, he's fine. He is what he is here in the 4th round. Let's get this thing resumed here.
That's
I always
Shaq's
hesitate
brother from the NBA.
Shaquille Jones out of Pittsburgh coming over to my Saints. Now we're over to the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, Tennessee Titans. Another team. Another team that I'm expecting to turn things around. But when you guys have that superstar player, and I'm throwing this out to Priest, to Penguins, to Trey, Raj, if you're still here with us, when you have that superstar player and you got to let that guy walk for a little bit, how do you turn things around that following season? He's losing Derrick Henry. That's a pretty big piece of your offense. How did they turn that around here in season 104 of the Tennessee Titans?
You want to go on that one, Trey? Or
Is he? I don't know. Is he a passing attack guy or is he a runner?
Yeah.
He's built for the run. He bragged about how he uses his running backs. I played him with Derrick Henry down the deuce. He was running pretty well with him. The fact that he let him go just blows my mind. I would have at least put a franchise tag on him or something.
Well, let's see who he has. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 halfbacks. Maybe he's going with Wesley Hills as rookie.
I don't know.
And we've seen rookies be able to do that, right? We've seen rookies be able to step in day one.
And he's got Haskins too. What do you guys think of Clark going over?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I had to relieve my cap situation.
Yeah, you just made my life a whole hell of a lot easier. So thanks.
Not really. I got his brother Wyatt's just as good, so I'm good.
Yeah,
His
but Frank
brother.
can deal with Wyatt. I've proven that already.
We got Eddie Collins right outside linebacker out of Georgia Southern. He's going over to the Kansas City Chiefs to help that team try to make a run here. Philadelphia Eagles, you guys both talked about him a lot earlier in this draft. Penguins, is there anything about the Eagles that have caught your attention? This is a guy that you'll get to see.
He's got a pretty good team. It's a little bit underrated. He's still developing some of them because they don't have the buff of the ratings they'll probably have next year from their great season. He's got a good team, though, and he's having a decent draft, so keep an eye on him. He's always doing the tough games.
100%. He's one of my more underrated owners. Now, he didn't really show it last year, but his games are always tight. They're always close. He's just like right there, just waiting to get over the hump and start to win way more games. But look, Trey and I talked about it again all year on Press Pass Live. The NFC is tough. Like, you got to win 12 games. If you want to guarantee yourself.
They have a very old offensive line.
Time out real quick. I like when people tell me he's not here with 2 seconds left. You're about 4 minutes too late on telling me that, buddy.
I just went and looked, okay?
Junior Duckworth. What a name. Free safety out of Arizona State.
Snoop's still number one.
Waiting for my wife to bust in here and tell me I'm being too loud. But Junior Duckworth,
That's
he's
more
going
defense
over
for the Eagles.
All I gotta say is quack, 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 quack.
I'm surprised the Eagles didn't.
It's narcotics induced. Leave me alone.
Raj is back. I thought I heard him unmute. Raj, give me your top 3 players left. None of us, I think, are up here anytime soon.
Top 3 left. Kevin Sykes, wide receiver. Ruben Claiborne, halfback. Lamar Samuel, right end. And then strong safety Kramer.
Well, there we go.
There you have it.
We got Colin.
What end was that? What end did you say there?
Priest is trying to run all that
down.
I missed the end.
Just send him a DM. Priest in that lab. Guys, Colin, Pepper, they switched teams. Both of these guys know how to win, but neither one of them could really get it going. What do you expect from the Giants here in season 104? I mean, they did have such a great quarterback. One offensive player or offensive rookie of the year, put up tons of crazy numbers, tons of crazy interceptions as well.
The old boy response, I want to hear Penguins reply to this.
He's going to be a problem. He's on his way back. That quarterback season was just the beginning. He's on his way back. He's got that tight end. He's still got Barkley. He's still got that quarterback. He gets 1 or 2 veterans in there. He's going to be a problem.
Here's the question for all of you. We've seen what Dickerson in Miami has done, quietly putting up just God-inspiring numbers. Who's the better quarterback? Is it Dickerson or is it the Giants? I'm forgetting his name. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Blase.
Yannick, that's it. Yannick.
Yeah.
Is it Blase or is it Dickerson? Which one are you taking? Which one are you starting your franchise with?
Neither.
Yeah, Yannick.
Priest said
Dickerson.
neither. Stop it, Priest.
Dickerson.
Yannick.
Yeah, I like Dickerson because of the speed element. I think, if I remember correctly, it's like 88, 89, something. It's like something crazy high. He's a really, really good player. Duval, I'm taking your word for it. That guy scares me. So if he comes looking for me because he was here and I skipped him, I'm blaming you, bro. Just throwing that out there. Getting that over to Duval and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, geez. 92 speed for Penny.
Kobe in the chat says it's Cameron Morris. Owen Matthews, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. He's going over to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then we're back over to Pepper and his Chargers. Pepper is, I think, quietly under the radar, starting to rebuild this team, right? He's starting to put things back together. And look, he was in the chat a while ago. He's probably still here, but, you know, he talked about a lot of his money is tied up in a couple of players. Man, those players are really good.
Yeah, he's good. That's a great team over there. You start with the Chargers and you start with a great core.
Yeah, I think he needs to find that replacement for Khalil Mack, because I think that honestly really did affect the season. I don't think he anticipated it going, but having that dual-headed pass rush was definitely a key to that defense in season 102.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing when you have those two DNs like that. You really speed up the quarterback. You take one out of the picture and you get a lot more time.
Raj, I'm about to come to you with this question, but I want to save you for last, okay? So just listen to the question. I'm going to throw it to the other guys first. Whether it's Priest and his Packers, whether it's Penguins and his Commanders, just such a great GM, team builder. Whether it's Trey and his self-patting on the back Lions. Kobe moving to the AFC, moving some of that power over, does it give teams like yourselves who are always in the hunt, who are going deep in the playoffs, or Priest like right there on the cusp, does it give you hope, or is the NFC still just so tough to get into? What's that effect?
As point proven, we lost Kobe, but Hurt stepped up to the plate. So essentially, we didn't lose really anything.
Good point.
No, it just made it even harder.
What do you think,
Doesn't matter.
Penguins?
You win the division, you still got to go to friggin' the Dolphins, and you still got to beat D-Rich, which sucks.
Yeah, I think no matter how you get in the NFC, it's just a challenge to get in. But even once you get in, all roads you got to go through San Francisco or Dallas or Miami.
Yeah.
So
Or the Lions.
Why are we talking about Miami? Miami's AFC.
I know. I got confused there for a second. Raj, what do you think
Good job,
about
Priest.
Kobe coming over to the AFC?
I think it just adds a level of competition to that AFC East, which is already a murderer's row.
Can I skip this one before y'all tell me? Okay, I didn't want to wait till 2 seconds left, and then Trey's like, "Oh, you could have skipped this one." Yeah, I think you're right. Kobe definitely.
You can skip this one too.
I almost was like, wait a second, what? And then I was like, oh no, it's Priest. Yeah, I think him going over to the AFC really shifted a couple of things, and it's going to make things really, really interesting. All right, I'm handing this one over to you guys to talk. It is Kobe and his Jets, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New Orleans Saints. I'm just going to go look a little bit. It will be on full cam. Sorry about that, team. But I want to go look and just see if I can get myself ready for my pick.
I just picked left out on linebacker Silas Ayers.
Is he the guy you try to get me to draft like 900 times?
Yeah. 90 acceleration, 80 agility, 79 speed. Not bad.
Oh, good. So I'll roast that guy. Gotcha.
Good for special teams. And I already got a starter.
I'll roast him too.
Bring it. Bring the roast.
I've been roasting you for 6 years now, damn it.
You have not.
You got quite the
I remember our
rivalry
first
going on
game
over
I
here.
beat you and you hated it.
Yeah, and what have you done since? Let me know.
Oh, you definitely got my number, but it's been close. It's been close.
Should we just
All
get
right, you two.
who's the Bears owner? Just have a roast of the NFC
Yeah,
in
Big
here.
Hurt.
Yeah,
What,
get
Von
Big Hurt in here and
Ratliff.
just have the NFC roast.
Oh boy.
Von Ratliff, cornerback out of LSU. He's going to go help out Mr. Kobe and the New York Giants. The Atlanta Falcons are up. Then my Saints. I think I've got my pick ready to go as long as the Falcons don't screw this up right here for me. No telling what it. Does anybody know if he's around? I'm assuming he's not around. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think he's
Bronco
around.
man, you're a cool dude. I've enjoyed talking to you, but you got under my skin with this skip draft,
Yeah, he's not
the
around.
pause draft. He didn't even know the player's name. I'm like, you've got no picture. You don't know the player's name. Like, you're the only owner to draft your player and not know his name. Like, I was so frustrated about the whole situation. All right, I'm not going to pause my face. My guy did not get taken. I know exactly who I'm going to take. This is the guy that my guy Raj was talking about. I need to go ahead and take a flyer on him. Mr. Ruben Claiborne, 93 speed, 88 change of direction, 89 acceleration. Don't really love that one at all. 68 strength. Just a little small, elusive back out of Villanova. But you know what? We're starting to pile up a couple of running backs back there as Kamara is starting to dip down a little bit. He's getting to that 30, 31-year-old age. I didn't receive one phone call this offseason about a 91 speed running back that is in the Pro Bowl pretty much every single year. So
Running
that
back's
was
always a
interesting.
tough trade market, Nate.
Yeah, it is, but
Y-
there's guys
yeah,
like
Nate,
you who
he's
go
up
out there
there
and
in
gobble them up. Come on, man. 30 is not
Yeah.
old.
And
It's not
Madden
that he's
it is.
old, but
Well, I'm taking Clancy for a third when we move.
28 is where you max out at age. Then you start going downhill.
Stop it. Stop it.
Meanwhile, Big Hurt just refused to join the roast.
Yeah,
Oh, come on, Hurt.
he has no interest in that. Look at this guy's name. Noah Bohannon?
Bohanahan.
Bohanahan. You think that's how you said? But Bohanahan, tight end out of Utah. He's going to go be helping out the Carolina Panthers. We're rolling right here through round number 4. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Now, look, Bird stepped in here, and I started saying it from day one that you guys better
Bird's
watch
not here,
out
by
for
the way.
Bird. No, he's not here. Okay. He's probably playing shooters. He has no interest, even though he didn't stop yapping about how long all this was going to take every offseason. Wendell
Ooh.
Pryor, quarterback out of Oregon, he goes over to Arizona. But I was talking about Arizona, being that team that's just going to start surprising people in the NFC. And he did. He made it all the way to the playoffs. Having a full season under his belt, what do you guys expect to see from the Arizona Cardinals? Just making the NFC that much tougher, right?
I definitely think
He's going to be a wild card.
Yeah, he'll be in the playoff picture, definitely. But he does have some aging guys, too, that he needs to be careful with.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. He's the unfortunate fact that he's in the NFC West, so he's going to be playing in the wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's up against time with JJ and Preston Smith and a couple others as well.
We've talked about a couple of NFC teams, right? What? Somebody can't make it. So who's the one team from each conference, AFC, NFC, one team that you think doesn't make the playoffs that made the playoffs this past year?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Carolina.
All right.
Said it with a straight face.
I think Carolina has a better chance than Arizona. And I love Bird, and I think he's such a great player. But that division is more open in the South than it is where he's playing. Like, he's just, San Francisco.
A much more
Like, it's just
open
murders road.
division. It's a much more open division, but there's a lot of talent that's going to be fighting. Because you look at the NFC East, it's essentially locked up between the two people. You looked at the NFC North, you can put all three of us that were essentially tied last year until all of a mistake. Cough, cough, wink, wink. And then you look at the NFC West, which is essentially locked up. You have the Vikings that are looking to be on the rebound. You have, everybody in the West trying to fight to get number 2. And then you have, the Eagles and the Giants both on the uprise. It almost feels like he has to win the division, but Kevin has had such a run with that division that it's almost going to be impossible to get that spot from him, which then puts him into the wild card scramble, and that wild card scramble this year is just going to be ridiculous this season.
Bird is in chat, but we are not important enough for him to actually log in and do his draft. So he's probably playing basketball. Bird's a big basketball player and coach, so probably playing basketball out there. Kaz T, what a name, cornerback out of Miami. He's going over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Raj, who is a team in the AFC? Congratulations, Bird. Who's a team in the AFC that made the playoffs last year that won't make it this year?
I have to decline to answer that because I don't remember who the wild card teams were.
That's fair. I think it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. I'm looking for them to take a little bit of a step back. He's going to get back to his interception ways. My gut just tells me he's going to be throwing a bunch of interceptions over there. Ben Gibson, the cornerback out of Penn State, he's going over to the Cincinnati Bengals. Another very interesting team over in the AFC. We didn't talk a lot about the Bengals in Press Pass Live throughout the season, and Koch just kind of flies under the radar. He commissions the deuce, and he's got a lot of things that are happening all at once, and so you don't really see a lot from him. But his team quietly made some nice plays, made his way to the playoffs in season 103. What are we expecting to see from the Bengals this year? All right, good talk. Sorry,
I was replying to Bird.
No, I see.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
I'm very interested. This is, first 4 rounds, he's taken 2 corners. Did he feel that he was struggling in the pass game on defense? Because I scouted a little bit of the corners, and the 2 guys he picked were the guys that I was secretly hoping fell till later.
There you have it.
I hate when there's always that one guy in every draft that seems to take your guy every round, 3 picks before you, 2 picks before you. It's just that one dude that you're like, God, you did it 3 times this draft. I'm ready to reach through this screen and just choke you. That's what makes these drafts so much fun. It's what makes the draft shows so much fun as well. Let's talk about a few rule changes that are coming down the pipe. I will announce them a little later tonight.
Oh, boy.
Or tomorrow. I don't have these memorized.
Why not announce them now?
I'm going to touch on them, Trey. Calm your tits, man.
Press the button.
I'm going to touch on them, but I don't have them completely memorized, quoted. The old 50% rule is coming back for tight end, fullback, and running back catches. The rule changed to any one player could have up to 50% of your catches. And what we seen happen was this philosophy from a handful of owners that means I could split all those catches between 2 tight ends and pass to my tight ends 85% of the time. Devin Gore, left outside linebacker out of Utah, going over to the Chicago Bears. And so we're going back to tight ends, fullbacks, halfbacks, anyone not a receiver. So basically everyone who's not a receiver can catch up to 50% of your passes, but 50% of your passes need to go to a wide receiver. And if you so choose for that to be one of your wide receivers, then so be it. The issue that came up last time that was a rule here. Penguins, would you please tell Priest thank you?
I didn't hear him. What did he say?
He said nice pick 8 times.
Oh, thank you. I didn't hear him.
No, I know. I'm just picking with both
I
of you.
kind of zoned out with the pick and the rule change conversation.
So
we hit a glitch here. When I go to make my pick, it's telling me the Packers are on the clock.
Oh, no.
I hope you're
It's showing that
right.
you're on the clock.
Yeah, I know, but it won't let me pick anybody.
Back out.
It tells me Green Bay's still on the clock for 17 seconds.
Pause the
Back
draft,
out.
Nate. Pause the draft.
I mean, I can.
You're not gonna have time to back out and get back in.
No,
I'm
man.
broken. Game over.
This is not the group I want to be online with in my ear with a broken CFM. This is like the anti-group that I would want to
Just
hear
let the
from.
clock wind out. Just let the clock
the
wind
most
out and see if it
supportive
comes back
cast
to me.
you could ask for.
Pause, everybody pause. I paused it. If you back
Unpause
out of the
it, and
CF,
just because it won't let me do anything.
if you back out, you can't back out. Like back out
I
of the
can
CFM.
back out.
And when you get back
I
in,
did that.
it just shows the Packers.
When I go to, yeah, it shows the Packers.
That's weird.
Uh-oh.
Well, we will find out what happens here as we move through the rest of this. Guys, we may get to a place here where we pause the rest of this in hopes that we don't get caught in the glitch. OEA. It showed the Packers on my screen as well for some reason, even though it was supposed to be the Texans.
It showed the text.
It got stuck.
Oh, no.
Well, who are you showing right now?
Cowboys.
Dallas.
It says I just drafted,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe
That's weird.
we're here. Well, Lucas Bryan, wide receiver out of Miami, out of Ohio, is now playing for the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully, we'll get back on track here. So the other complaint was when we used to have that 50% rule is that some guys would complain, well, one wide receiver is getting all the catches. The board agrees that so be it. If you can't stop one guy, then you just got outplayed. Go get better cornerbacks. Go get a better defense. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So that's coming back. D-Money has a rule, another rule with his name attached to it. You will be required to kick within the hash marks on kickoffs. Unless there is a windy game and you're trying to kick it in, you can tell, right? You can tell when it's a windy game and somebody's doing their best to kick it within the hash marks, but the wind took it outside. Like, we're not idiots, we're adults. You can tell. So you are going to be asked to kick within the hash marks on kickoffs. So hopefully that makes kickers worth more, guys who can kick it out of the back of the end zone. But that weird thing that we watched during the OMFL Bowl hopefully will never happen again. And it sucks that we had to put in that kind of rule, but so be it. We're going to keep moving. So you're up now, Raj. So hopefully you can make your pick.
Yeah, I got it.
There was a couple of other rules things that are being talked about right now. One of them is about fullbacks. What we've seen is some guys are not carrying fullbacks, so they can carry extra tight ends, and they're putting a really speedy tight end in at fullback. And that's not really what we're trying to get to. So we're discussing a rule that will be implemented and give teams, maybe the first 8 weeks to kind of get that rule if we pass a rule. I don't even know if we will. This one came up kind of late. Raj, do you remember some of the other ones? I'm trying to remember them. It was the 50% rule, the kickoff rule.
The quarterback drop back.
Oh, yeah, that's another D-Money. I'm sorry, D-Money. I love you. It's not personal, but you were doing a weird thing in the bowl game where at the snap, you're wobbling. You're going left, right, you're wobbling. It's just like, why? Like, why are we doing this? Just drop straight back. And so there will be a rule that it was already a rule, but we're going to really bring clarity to it. Like, drop straight back. That's what you're supposed to do. Come straight back. Stop this weird trying to kick it out of the animation so you have full control. I'm trying to trick the AI to get my blocks and buy me more time. That kind of stuff is just stupid. It's like drop straight back and then make a move. You want to go left, right, step up, step back, whatever, drop straight back. The other one is it's already a rule. We will be reminding people because it happened a ton in season 103. And that's dropping back further than 10 yards. It's like, come on, that's been a rule literally for like 20 years. Step up in the pocket. No one drops 20 yards back to make passes unless it's a Hail Mary or something weird like that. Raj, what was the last one? I feel like I'm missing one.
I don't remember. I'd have to go look.
I don't either. Lamar Samuel, right in out of Boise State. He's going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me go ahead and start looking at where my picks
welcome Hurt to the chat.
Oh, he did join the roast.
He did.
Well, Big Hurt, I guess we'll toss it over to you and just let you start railing on these guys.
Go ahead, guys, have it out. Who's the bum in the north?
Oh man.
The other rule, Nate, was the bunch and closed formation
God.
rule.
Yeah, I'm gonna let these three argue it or two argue it out first, and then I'll get on that one.
2.
Okay.
We need a trouble starter here. How are we gonna get him going?
Which 2 are you referring to?
You,
the only two that
Priest,
matter is
and
you and I,
Trey.
so.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Holy
we don't need to
cow.
argue about that.
That's below the belt.
Who's got the pedigree in the north, or are you guys just one and dones all year?
Oh. I see how it is.
This is the worst trash talk I've ever heard in my life.
They're both thinking about what they want to say.
Don't worry.
No
I'm like
one's
Captain has
saying anything.
to bend the little rules over here.
I'm not even in your damn division.
Yet you still managed to cheat me out of the playoffs.
So win your division.
I'm telling
then.
you, the world's loudest violin plays. The world's loudest violin plays when Trey talks. Like,
I don't care about violins.
come on, man. Stop it.
I don't care about violins. I'll just take a guitar and smash it over somebody.
Raj, these young bucks, man. This
have
is terrible trash
I have
talk.
absolutely no comments. I'm pleading the 5th, and yeah. The only comment I have is, Priest, I would like you to throw the ball more like you were previous to last season.
Why?
So I can hit interceptions.
So we can get more interceptions.
I need my DBs to progress more, so I just want you to throw the ball more.
Damn, Priest, you gonna take that?
Priest has no other choice but to take it.
Why?
Three's the company. He's the third one.
You both lost the
God.
division to him. Neither. What?
What vision were you seeing?
I'm calling the Lions finishing 4th.
Actually, wow, that's a bold move. But I will say, even though Priest and the Lions, Priest with the Packers, myself with the Bears, and Trey with the Lions, we all did tie. But when it would have broke down to it, Trey would have gotten the
king of the
tiebreaker.
goddamn North. Thank you very much.
Trey would have gotten the first seed. I would have been second, and Priest would have been because of our NFC records. Or division. Trey had the best division record. I was like 9-3 in the NFC, and so I would have been second based on the tiebreakers.
Hurt. Let's talk about your Bears real quick. You went out and had a fantastic draft, brought in some really great players. What are you expecting from your Bears this season?
I've only brought in 3 guys.
Yeah, but they were all great guys.
Yeah, they were good picks. I brought in 2 linemen. My one tackle is a hidden dev. I think he's going to fit out well. My guard is another solid player, big boy, strong. And then I just took Devon Gore, outside linebacker, who was actually undrafted, projected, and he was a hidden dev, and he's got like, I don't know, I posted his picture. I'd have to go find it, but
see, Trey, you can't hide nobody in this league.
Oh, well, I mean, I realize this.
84 acceleration, 86 speed, and he's got 72 strength. So I mean, the acceleration might be a little low, but it's still in the mid 80s, so it's doable. And he's 6'3", 250s, 21-year-old. So I think he'll play out well. That was one of the holes I did have. Was opposite of the rookie Cash, who made the Pro Bowl, and Meredith. So hopefully this guy pans out.
What are you expecting from your Bears?
Just to go 2-0 against the Packers. That's all that matters.
What about the Lions and the Vikings?
They're going to be good games. I think I honestly
didn't say who.
I honestly think our division, Trey and I have had battles and battles and battles and battles from this Madden to previous Maddens to every league that I've ever played, whether it was the Deuce. I think last
Hell,
year we had some battles.
Hell, we even battle in hockey.
Yeah, that's true. So,
And we're on the same team.
But yeah, that is true. But yeah, so I mean, and then Priest, I give him a lot of shit, but I really, with his run game, Clancy and Dylan, it's a strong 1-2 punch. And then, he added Hardman, who had pretty good speed. And so he's got a solid offense. Definitely going to be a challenge there. And, Santa, I know you made some moves and got rid of Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, which obviously, handicapped you last year, but you got a lot of guys coming in. And I've played you a handful of times, and when your talent is, on paper is even, it's going to be a challenge. So I don't really take any of 3 of my division opponents lightly. I've heard a lot of the NFC talk. There's quite a bit of depth in our division, as Nate calls it, the NFC Central.
Yeah, give him time, Nate.
But it's a deep division. The whole NFC conference is deep. Kobe moves over, and it's just like I said, we've talked about it, and it's kind of beating a dead horse. It's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'm an old man and I produce tons of content, and so I'm gonna say stupid stuff, and it's still NFC Central in my old brain. Raj, these young bucks, man, they don't know how to talk trash.
NFC North, we're gonna have 3 people make the playoffs this season.
Listen,
And
you
not
guys
one of
started
them
talking.
Priest.
You guys started talking.
One of them
about
is not. One of them is not the Lions.
Oh.
You guys started talking about the North, and immediately viewership cut in half. Like it just like there's a sharp dive down as people logged out. Look, it did it again. There's 3 people watching. We had 15 5 minutes ago. That's how much interest there
I
is.
see 10, Nate.
These young bucks can't handle that kind of a roast.
They killed it.
All right, we're moving right along here. Pick number 12 in the 5th round. We got Pepper and his Chargers are up. Tim and his Rams are back up. Man, Tim talked about really having to rebuild this roster, try to save some money. But we talk about it all the time. Like, he is in such a hard division, a hard conference. Like, can teams like the Rams ever really go on a run and make like a deep run, or is that really just kind of off the table for him?
You can make the run, but you need the help from other guys. Like, somebody needs to take out Wayne. Somebody needs to take out D-Money, and that opens up the books a bit more. Then you've got Kevin, me, Hurt. We're all in that conjunction of division leaders, and then soft nuts over here. Priest likes bring himself. Yeah,
Did you
you
just
heard
call
me.
them soft nuts?
Yep.
I'm
What the hell?
I don't even know what to say.
I'm gonna slap him on your face.
What the hell is that?
Let's just keep this thing going, okay? Let's just act like it's not. Look, Denbrew, you're 3-time NFC or AFC champion, and he says in chat, NFC yawn. Nate will be advancing to week 3 of the preseason tonight. No, sir, I will not. I will be advancing to week number 4 tonight because at week 3 we cannot actually set any type of practice squad. So I'll get us to week number 4. Yes,
I got a
Priest.
good question. So
Is Nipples not here? Y'all go find out.
What do you think? I think the worst draft so far
Hey,
That's a
Priest,
tough one.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You're up next. You could get a punter here. You know that, right?
is the Detroit Lions. I really don't like his draft.
Oh, stop it. I don't like the quarterback he took, though. That's not a lie.
Yeah, and you'll be regretting it when he's the MVP.
100%. But I said that. I said you're a great player developmental coach. You are also very good at developing quarterbacks. But if I'm comparing both of those guys on paper, that move just feels like a move out of spite. You were just angry for whatever reason that you didn't get enough rolls during the sim, and so you dumped a quarterback that won you a bunch of awards and that you had built up, and you went and drafted a lesser player.
Yeah, well, when you go from having an 82 overall to a 73, and the progression's not as quick as it was.
Weren't you the one who said I don't even care about overall?
Yeah, but you
Okay.
still want to have progression piece. I don't really feel like it progressed, and I also came to the understanding
You act
that
like you got him when he was awesome. You got him as a crap quarterback with a big arm, and you made him awesome.
He wasn't crap.
He wasn't good.
Well, he wasn't the worst.
But I looked at it this aspect. I could spend the next 2-3 seasons we have with Sam Howell, or I could jump the gun and work on a prospect for somebody to carry over to next Madden. That was where my thought process was.
But here's my
made
question:
that
if you're going to keep the Lions, what happens when Lamar Jackson ends up in Detroit next year?
Okay.
Lamar Jackson ends up in Detroit. Y'all just can run away because it's going to be.
Why would I mean? And I'm talking real life. Why would Lamar Jackson not be a serious option for Detroit?
They already have a quarterback.
Yeah, Jared Goff still got
hold
a
on.
massive
You
cap
trade
space.
You trade Jared Goff.
Yeah, Tim, I'm with you.
You trade Jared Goff, and you go get Lamar Jackson, who's a previous MVP quarterback, put him behind a strong offensive line with the receivers that they have and the depth at running back they have, and then the young defensive front that the Lions have. That team all of a sudden becomes pretty scary.
They're
they're scary, but the ceiling for the Lions with Jared Goff behind center isn't really.
Are you kidding me? Did you look at his stats this year?
Jared Goff smashed whatever ceiling there was this year.
He was like the number 2 overall this year.
Pause.
Oh,
y'all thought people logged off when y'all were talking about the NFC North. You should see how badly people are logging off talking about the real life Detroit Lions. Let's change the subject here. We're here to talk about the OMFL. Danny Dowling's quarterback going to the from Stanford going to the New York Jets. It's kind of a little bit of a weird pick, maybe a bit of a flyer here in round number 5.
How's your picks going, Nate? What do you think of your team?
They're okay. Look, my team's going to come down to the same thing it came down to last year, and that is, can I get my quarterback to not have that weird, sense pressure trait? And I haven't even looked to see how much I can change it or not change it, because it's terrible right now. If the quarterback has like that ideal sense pressure to where I don't throw random passes because somebody's within 10 yards of me, I think my team can win 10, 12 games a season. But without a quarterback, I'm just never going to. I'm really going to focus on Kamara. Trey pissed me off, like legit pissed me off with his comments about my team. I don't know why he felt like the need to talk about my team in the trade chat. So I'm going to be jamming Kamara down people's throats. I feel really good about my offensive line. I went out and got a stud defensive tackle. I think having those 2 big defensive tackles right there in the center going to open up things for my linebackers, going to allow the ends to get off a little bit more. So it's going to come down to quarterback play and the defensive line. If I can get both of them to play well, I think my team can win 10, 12 games.
I see that what are you doing with the right outside linebacker? You need somebody there. What are you doing there?
Yeah, I don't agree that I need somebody there. In my defense, the right outside linebacker just needs to be a speedy guy that can space feel, right? I need a guy that can come after the quarterback from time to time quickly and can just fill space in a zone. So you just need to be quick and strong. And so I did pick up a middle linebacker this past offseason that I really like. He's big, he's strong, like 82 strength or something crazy like that. I may bump him out there. I also like the real life Saints rookie Jackson that's out there. He's got a lot of speed. So I don't know. We'll see exactly what falls out there.
You're not afraid to start a 67 overall then?
Yeah, again, I don't look at overalls all that much. I'm looking at the key attributes for that position, right? Block shed, zone coverage, speed, strength. Awareness, of course, it matters this Madden, but at the right outside linebacker for me, you're not covering a ton of players. Zone is going to be the main ones that you're covering, and so the awareness doesn't affect me all that much.
That's why I took my tight end. His blocking was really good.
A 4-3.
Nate, I have a question for you. I know I heard earlier you talking about, like, what is the one team that will make the playoffs? I'm not even going to ask the question saying what team won't make the playoffs. What team is going to be your biggest disappointment?
Oh, I
next
asked
year?
that. I asked who doesn't make the playoffs, and I called it Cardinals. I think the Panthers were a team that was thrown out there. I think biggest disappointment overall.
And it could be someone who could still make the
good
playoffs,
question.
but just
Totally.
be, or someone who just totally flops and is like 3, 4, 5 wins, or someone who should be a 12, 13 win team, but maybe barely sneaks in the playoffs. I'm just curious, what is y'all's, like, who do you just preseason draft mode? Like, who's the biggest disappointment in the NFC and the AFC?
I already said mine about the AFC. Again, I'm sort of just talking out of the side of my head to give us something to talk about. I think the Miami Dolphins may take a step back. I could see him trying to get it to some of these young, speedy receivers, throwing too many picks. And in the NFC, he knows I love him, but I do think Trey's going to take a step back. I think he believes more in this rookie quarterback than I do. Now, look, if he gets him, this guy's got ideal sense pressure, and Trey goes on a roll. Totally won't shock me, but I don't think he's going to have ideal sense pressure. And I think he was the 5th or 6th best quarterback in this draft. So those are the two. I will also call this, and then I'm going to let y'all talk. I'm going to step out of the room really fast, but I'll be back. D-Money goes undefeated, but unplugs during the playoffs, lets us win another championship, but just shows us that he can continue to go undefeated. I'm calling it right now. Y'all talk. I'll be back.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with Nate with the NFC, only because your first 3 games are going to probably put you 0-3. But then you'll do what you do and you come back.
I got to know who Trey's first 3 games are now.
Duval. I know the land. Duval, I think. Yeah, I think it's Duval, and then Hurt, and then D-Money.
All you guys are just setting up to never hear the end about it when he makes another bum look good.
When I crack that egg open and y'all see that happen, you ain't gonna regret it.
We're gonna be sitting here next year at the draft, and I'm gonna say you guys just had to say some shit to him about that quarterback.
Oh yeah, because once you laid a fire under my ass, I looked to try and prove you wrong. So you just
God,
stack it on the bonfire.
Since he in the chat is saying 1 and 2 for Trey.
I can see anywhere between 2-1 and 1-2.
I'm going to say Packers 3-0 after 3 weeks.
What the hell?
Packers 3-0. Now I got to know who the hell he's playing.
He's got Santa, he's got Meek, and he's got Kobe. I say that's 1-2.
No, I got the Vikings twice, don't I?
No, you have the Vikings week 4.
Okay, well, 4-0 then. Sorry.
No.
I mean, the NFC
Well, I mean, you want to go to week 5?
Revenge tour.
You want to go to week 5? You got Trey in week 5. You got me in week 6. Let's just say how the first 6 weeks. How do you feel?
5-1.
And who's your one loss?
Bears.
Oh wow.
How many interceptions are we throwing?
2-0 against the Vikings, beating the Seahawks, beating Kobe at the Jets, and beating Trey. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think somebody check Priest Medicine, because I think he got the wrong batch.
So if you think that, Vikes, I got something for you. You just answer yes or no.
Oh, no.
You ready for this?
Nope.
4-0 coming into your game. I bet you $50 on 4-0.
Oh, Jesus.
$50, huh? We're going Canadian on this, right?
Or how about this? You buy the next Madden game that comes out.
Okay.
Who's that bet towards? Is that towards Trey or who?
Full disclaimer, we're not
anybody wants to take that $50 bet, I got you.
So you're telling me you're gonna
already?
Your pick's about to expire, Priest.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, keep that thing 0-0, boom, done.
Hey, it's working. It's working.
I think that was more of the weed.
Oh no! This is what I walked into, a weed conversation. Jose Barnes, a halfback out of San Diego
Who's
State.
taking the bet?
No, hold on.
Who's taking the bet? Who's taking
We
the bet?
we gotta catch Nate up. Nate,
Oh, no.
Trey is okay. Priest is saying that he is going to go 5-1 in his first 6 games, and his only loss is coming to me in week 6. That means he's winning his first 5 games.
2
Reminding
versus
you,
the Vikings, 1
2
against the
against
Seahawks, and 1 against Kobe and myself.
and then he even took another step and said, "I'll bet you that I'm going 4-0 into that Lions game in week 5, and if I'm not, he's offering to buy your copy of Madden."
Or
With or
if
without the
or if I
50%
get
off,
it, you
though.
buy mine.
Yeah, the 50% off. You should be buying 2 people Madden. You got to make it really count. I think it is. I don't know that it's as far fetched as what y'all were saying.
Somebody
I think
take
it's
the
out
bet.
there.
Come on.
It's pretty out there,
$50.
but I would say to beat Kobe and Detroit going into the Commanders game, whew, that's a big ass.
Into
there,
the Bears
Bruce.
game.
Oh, Bears game. Yeah. That's a big
I'm just saying
ask.
first
I'm just
4 games.
interested.
I'm just
I want to
saying
know where
first 4 games,
Santa's at on
$50.
this.
Hey, where's Santa at?
Oh no.
I haven't even seen him
Santa,
in,
join chat.
in the chat. All
I
right,
know
we're here.
Ryan definitely wants him to beat Priest.
Are we talking about
What's that?
Cincy Bird?
Yeah, sure. I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's Cincy Bird. So right now we got the Colts and Cincy Bird. Who
It's all about the
did you miss your
Vikings.
pick, Cincy Bird? Ben Yark, right outside linebacker out of Houston. He's going to the Colts. Gives us Commanders right now. So Penguins is up. Then Big Hurt is going to be up. Then Raj is going to be up. So man, 3 guys.
I
right
would tell you
here
this.
in the chat.
I do think the Colts are going to be a team with Cincy's offense. If he can, I mean, he made it to the
He's
playoffs,
a sneaky one.
but he's got 2 strong corners from what I did catch in the pause draft. He has 2 strong corners. His team is going to be, I think his team's going to be good. And the AFC South, I think is,
That
it's open.
division
It's open.
is wide open.
Roger
Listen,
could win it. I think
Yep.
Cincy could win it. I
Yep.
think Duvall could win it. And
I agree.
I don't know much about Truth, but I mean, he lost.
He can
He
win
lost
it.
Derrick Henry, but he could win it.
Yep.
If
Wide
I
open.
had to pick somebody that I don't think it would be Truth, just on that fact that he lost Derrick Henry.
I agree.
But we're gonna see early if that's truly going to affect him or not.
So I'm
Right,
telling
I
you,
agree. But I'm just
if
saying that
nature-
division is wide open.
if nature
think
and bad
Colts will
luck
take
leave Roger alone, he is going to turn that Houston Texans team around. They're going to start winning the football game.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I played him before his unfortunate luck that hit him, and he is one of the toughest guys with that.
He smashed me
ball.
last season. Yeah, he smashed me with the deep ball last season. I was like, I can't believe I gave up one play right before half that was like this one-handed grab over 2 DBs where he pushed them both. And I was just like, well, okay, what am I supposed to do there? I don't know. We got the Bears.
I was
up at
scratching my head
28.
when he was like making catches, and I was like,
Yep.
how? Like, how is this?
Yep.
Like, how is he completing that? My corner's there, and he just drops it right into
And
the
now-
bucket. And I'm just like,
And now he's got the number 2 quarterback in the draft coming over there to Houston to help him out. Glenn Huffman, fullback out of Washington, going over to your Bears. What do you think about Mr. Huffman?
I mean, he's solid. He's definitely a blocking fullback at 84 strength. So, yeah,
It's going
I
to be
think he'll
Priest's
help.
nickname.
Pretty sure on the ball there, buddy. Don't
Yeah, it's doing what you
put the
did
pipe
to me.
down and make a pick.
Oh no!
doing
So
what
it shows Texans for me.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, it
for
shows
whatever
Texans for
reason
me.
on your draft it flip flopped you and the Packers for some reason, but
Oh,
for
here,
the
I
rest of
see
us it shows the
I
right
got
thing.
it. Hold on a sec.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I got it. 1 second.
Hey, we'll see. Shows Texans on my
Still
screen.
there. Going
Yeah,
Eddie
Sam.
Williams.
No,
No,
it
shit.
worked.
Yeah, that works.
There you
Okay.
go.
Well, that's weird. I'm very confused by what's happening, but I don't care.
It got weird there for a minute. I don't know why.
Get us through these next 2 freaking rounds, man.
Well, thank you for letting me know. I would have missed that.
I'm getting very close to calling it and just be like, we're simming the rest of these boys. We're trying to get through this thing before it screws up. Eddie Williams, right outside linebacker out of Youngstown State, going over to Green Bay. Tell us about Mr. Eddie.
I didn't look. I didn't like it.
Steady Eddie.
Slowly.
I didn't look.
Yeah,
I just put my hand over my eyes and pushed the button.
definitely.
That's so funny. Dwayne and the Cowboys. Here's a guy that you have to talk about because he's always winning. He's always kind of owning his division and working his way deep into the playoffs. But we don't ever talk a lot about him when it comes to drafts or when it comes to offseason. What are you guys expecting from the Dallas Cowboys? Penguins, I want to actually start with you. You got to go head and toe with this dude all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really think of him as a drafter. He has a good team, obviously.
Yeah.
He usually keeps it together. He lets a few pieces go every cycle. He'll let a few guys go that, decline with age and all that. And then he'll retool a little bit in free agency and just keep running it back. I think him and I have both realized roads run through San Francisco at this point.
Christopher Ross, middle linebacker out of Baylor. He's going to go help Dwayne and the Dallas Cowboys.
One thing about Dwayne's team that I will point out that I really like the move, and Penguins did bring it up, is that he retools through the free agency. And the one piece that I noticed that he picked up that I was like, wow, that's going to be a nasty piece for him is DJ Reader, because putting DJ in the middle with Michael Pierce, who he already has, gives him that 2 defensive tackle front.
Yeah.
And then he's got the 2 edge rushers, and Parsons and Sam Williams. I mean, those dudes are just flyers off the edge. And then you've got the 2 big boys, the stuff they're on in the middle. And then I noticed his team, a lot like D Money's team, has a big matchup problem because of the tight end combo that they have. Maxwell Bass and Schultz is like, you can run power, but both of those guys can get open. And just like D Money having Kittle and Waller, you go to that big formation, but then also you still got that passing threat. So
I think you're spot on with that one. And he's a team that is able to hold his team together pretty well throughout the cycle. He'll let a few pieces go, but I think he's so steady because his team stays so steady. Hey, Roger, sent you a little DM about 5 minutes ago if you get time. Addison James, left outside linebacker out of Virginia. He goes over to the San Francisco 49ers. And that brings up a team that we've talked a lot about tonight, the Minnesota Vikings. Are they in your top 3 of best drafts so far? I know he's a name that a lot of you have talked about.
Oh, 100% he is.
Yeah, for sure.
I've actually missed the pause. He's had a few picks, and I've seen some of the picks, but I've missed some of the back end, second and third round. So I'm not really sure where he took, but he did have a good draft from what I've seen on the pause draft.
Cooper Jacobson, tight end out of Washington State. He's going to go over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to let you guys talk for a minute. I'm going to go check out a possible pick so that I don't have to pause this thing and we can get through it.
I got a question to see. I don't know if it's been brought up because, like I said, I came in kind of late after my daughter's basketball practice tonight. But has anybody talked or have you guys discussed kind of the biggest winner or winners from the free agency offseason?
Not really, no. We talked about a couple things, but...
Oh, Derrick Henry. That's one.
Yeah, we talked about Atlanta picking up Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Falcons, that was a big move. I noticed the Patriots. I felt like he got a couple big name guys.
Yeah, Mike Evans.
Who'd he get?
Yeah.
Mike Evans.
Yeah, that was a big pickup.
He's a beast, Mike Evans. I hate playing against him.
Yeah, Mike Evans, John Johnson. Thought there was somebody else too that he picked up.
Does anybody know if that middle linebacker made it to free agency then?
What middle linebacker?
The old one, but he was still kicking. He was protected.
Oh, Jordan
Bobby
Brooks.
Wagner.
Wagner, yes.
No.
He should be there.
Nice.
They should
I'm paying $10 million for him.
go ahead. Let those old decrepit bodies be in the middle of the field.
Well, he's the second middle linebacker, but he'll still 3-4. 3-4 all day.
Still in the middle of the field.
Which I can play user now, so it'll be fun.
Dang, Seattle went and got another hidden dev tall corner. That's crazy.
He's got a lot of, like, honestly, it's kind of like the new age Legion of Boom, in my opinion. I mean, he's got Trayvon Mullen at 6'2", Sidney Jones at 6 foot. He's got Tariq Woolen at 6'4", and then
Alan Gilmore's 6'3".
Yeah, could be the new Legion of Boom right there. I mean, new age Madden. I mean, the tiniest guy in the secondary is Quandre Diggs.
And Quadre's got a lot of oomph for the size.
I got a question. Who's got the best in each side, like each top duo running backs?
Top duo running backs. That's.
It's a no doubt, hands down, Commanders. I mean, Aaron Jones and Dalvin Cook.
I gotta go Clancy Dillon. That's my pick.
Of course. Everybody gets on me about my hype train.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you can't say anything. You should be quiet. Let somebody hype up his
I
own
hype
team.
other people, thank you.
No, you don't.
There's a couple teams.
So.
There's a couple teams that I think would be up there in the conversation. The Bengals, for one, depending on how Penny produces. But Joe Mixon and Penny could be a nasty combo.
What about the Browns now, right? He got rid of his running backs, and he's kind of going with a new crop of guys.
Right. Buffalo getting Nick Chubb and then already having Damian Pierce as kind of a thumper. That could
I think
be
Cleveland drafted 2 hidden dev running backs.
Yeah.
He got one, I think, and then the other one.
No, I think he got 2. Because I was like, yo, leave some hidden dev running backs for the rest of us, man. Come on.
I know there's a team that's got.
And he's got James Cook on his team already too from Buffalo.
Yep.
That's a 24-year-old back, so
I don't know. We'll see. Lenny Parks, quarterback out of Nebraska, he's going to go over to Kansas City Chiefs. When you start getting here, we're in the 6th round, right? Pick number 8. Is this just like we're just taking flyers? We're just like looking at a sexy stat. We'll pick him and see what happens. What are you guys thinking when we get this late in the draft?
Yeah, this is where you just kind of you see a bunch of jumping fish in the barrel and hope you can snag one.
Yeah,
it's a way to put it.
Have we seen a kicker or punter go? I don't recall seeing one.
We've seen a few punters.
Okay, all right.
We've seen a few punters.
Yeah,
I also think going back to the running back, I mean, you can't leave D Money out. Elijah Mitchell and James Robinson's a pretty nasty combo.
And he likes the other kid from LSU. I forget exactly who's over there.
Tyron Davis-Price.
Yeah, Davis-Price. He really likes Davis-Price too. I mean, Davis is his 3rd guy, but he does like Davis-Price. What about the Jags? Brady left a 3-headed monster over there.
Yeah, I just don't think Duval.
It's only 2 now. Ben Morris and Etienne Jr.
Still a pretty good combo.
Because James Robinson was there, but he got moved over. But yeah, it's definitely solid combo. I mean, and Priest, you can't leave Priest out. Marion Clancy and AJ Dillon Dillon's one of the best big power running backs, and then Clancy's
I think Dillon's better than Henry myself.
Oh, okay. Listen, I protected you when you said some stupid stuff.
Put the Kool-Aid down.
You need to stop hitting it.
Aaron
You're hitting it way too hard.
8 point a carry.
Breathe out.
Every year.
Breathe out. Come on.
Year.
Go outside. Step outside. Get some fresh air. Go get some fresh air, my guy.
Tell me another halfback that can do that.
I mean, Nate, and I'm gonna throw this out there. I mean, I know you put Kamara on the block, but Kamara and Ben Hunt's not a bad combo.
No, I backed off of Kamara last year trying to get this rookie quarterback going. That was a stupid move for me. But I love Ben Hunt. He was one of my imports I brought over with me, and I got to prove it, right? But I do like that combination.
I think somebody that's getting left out of this conversation is Jay Glaze. He's got Javonte Williams, Devin Singletary, and Chase Edmonds. That's
Yeah,
a
it's not
three-headed
bad.
monster in the backfield.
I mean, you're going to
I
have
mean, I
one too,
think,
though, in Detroit now.
yeah,
With
I think
Snoop and Swift.
Javonte Williams definitely carries the majority there, though.
Along that lines, though, Herb.
When you're looking at like more like as two-headed, like I just feel like the way that the percentage there in Denver is strong to Javonte rather than like the Commanders. You kind of see more of like a 60-40, and that's where like, and then there's no drop off when he brings in Dalvin Cook behind Aaron Jones. There's literally no drop off.
Here's one that's a new combination that might strike gold. The Dolphins have both Cam Akers and James Conner.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shut up, Mr. Shader.
Older kids, but
Cam Akers is good. I think he's definitely, but I'm not sold on James Conner.
Here's a question along those same lines. Who's got the best combo, two-headed monster, so to speak, of defensive ends? It's a good one. There's some good teams that have some good defensive. Look, go ahead, Trey. You go first, so that we can get that one out of the way, and then we'll move on to the rest of them.
Well, when you say D ends, you kind of have to change it to be pass rushers because like a 3-4, it's two outside linebackers.
Yep. Yeah.
So 2 edge rushers.
I definitely have to go over the pain in my ass that is Chicago.
Look, we give Trey a hard time, but you got to talk about the Lions, right? He's got a hell of a group over there. Panthers, hell of a group.
Nope. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it.
I mean, the guy that comes to mind like right away from me is Dwayne. Like Parsons and Sam Williams, those guys. I mean, playing them last year in the playoffs, I have pretty decent tackles. Obviously, I don't have like elite tackles, but I was not under pressure like that, like any other game. And I could not run up the middle. And then I was trying to like do quick passes, and Sam Williams has almost 90 speed off the edge with like 90 something acceleration, and then we all know Parsons. Like that's to me is the guy that stands out. But I mean, Trey obviously has an elite.
Stop talking about me. Nope. Stop it.
I would say
missing the number one.
49ers you got to talk about, right? Like his rookie just kind of went off. Yeah, I mean, he's got some good
the 49ers with Bosa, and then what's it, Drake or Jackson or whatever? Yeah.
Jackson, yep.
Drake Jackson.
And then the Browns, even though his two-headed monster has changed over the last couple, the first 2 seasons, Myles Garrett is just that, like, anyone who you stick on the other side just seems to make plays as well. And we've seen him in bowl games just make plays with those guys.
Penguins and the Commanders also Sweat and Chase Young is a deadly combo.
You know what Penguins and the Commanders has that I think is also another piece of this conversation, probably the piece of conversation I had the most issues with the Falcons, and that's that two-headed monster of defensive tackles. Of just like, or even one defensive tackle. Like the Falcons with Grady. Oh my God, man. I would do anything to get Grady Jackson or Jarrett out of there. Like that guy's just, there's nothing you can do about pressure up the middle. At least on the edges, you can maybe step up or leave a running back in. But when it comes straight up the middle, it's like there's just not much you can do.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I was going. Is I think Dwayne kind of retooled himself as an elite because he's got the speed off the edge. But bringing in DJ Reader now with Michael Pierce, that's like 2 plugs. But like DJ Reader also can get a little bit of a pass rush. So that front 4 right there is going to be pretty lethal. I mean, and we already talked. The Niners, you can't leave them out. He's got Armstead and Ken Law and Jake Jackson and Bosa. It's, that's an elite group. Commanders, I think, out of the box have one of the best front sevens in football.
Oh, 100% they do.
We're at pick number 15 here in round 6. The Minnesota Vikings are up. Then we got the Jets and Kobe, who even said in chat, Commanders were my least favorite team to play based on their defensive line. Over to Bronco Man and the Atlanta Falcons. Back to the Commanders, Panthers, and Cardinals as we move along here towards the middle of the 6th round. Who's the one position, fellas, that you deem important for the way that you play and the way that you build a team that others may not think is an important position?
For me, it's a solid fullback.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Fullback is
That
my,
would have
my
been.
position as
I
well.
could definitely see Nate, but I do not see that in your play style at all. But maybe
Yeah, because I can't find a solid one yet. I'm using a middle linebacker there for frick's sakes.
well, that might be an issue.
Yeah, well, that's Lions for you.
Outside linebacker, for sure.
Did you say outside linebacker?
Yeah, left outside linebacker.
Yeah. Important, right? Covers the tight end. Strong in the run game. That's an important position.
I think I would say to me, the most important position in my style is having the guard combo.
Yeah.
Offensive line guard combo. They don't have to be like Quentin Nelson by any means, but I do like to have guards that have like, enough strength where they're not going to just get pushed around. They're going to stay on their blocks and create a hole, but they have enough speed where you're not limited to not run a toss or run like a stretch play or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're limited to just running straight ahead, once you get to that, gauntlet where you're playing in the playoffs, if you limit yourself in play calls by any means, those elite defensive coach minded owners, they will sense that, and they will like stack the inside and force you to run outside. And then if you can't do it, you're basically handcuffed. So I just feel like guards, it doesn't have to be elite, but they definitely have to be serviceable, and that's just my opinion.
Kobe said quarterback with some ability to move. Kobe, I also like that's super important. I would also say just to be different from Trey, because fullback is like a super underrated position that I still love to have on my team. I'd say strong safety, right? A strong safety that's got some athletic ability that can step up in those short zones and kind of take away that sharp middle of the field, come up, play the run game, but also that I could use her if he's got some speed, stay over the top, go make a play in the pass game. I find that when I play the best ball and I am making runs into the playoffs and hopefully deep into the playoffs, it's when I'm playing with a really good strong safety. When I won one of my few defensive awards, it was with a strong safety. When I made the OMFL ball against Denver, I had Chauncey Gardner, who had like 20 interceptions or whatever. Like, I have strong safeties that are making plays. That's another really important position for my style.
Was Chauncey playing free or strong safety?
Strong. He's playing free right now, but he was playing strong.
Because I thought you had Tyrann Mathieu at that point too.
No, I didn't have Tyrone because that was at the end of Madden 22, so I didn't have Matthew on my team then. Did you say Black Panther we can skip? Okay.
Well, he's red.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my play style different. I do like Jaquan Brisker, the rookie for the Bears this year. Like he can cover a tight end because he's 6'1" and he's got like 90-ish speed. But I really like a guy that can come down in the box as a strong safety and almost be another linebacker against the run and kind of set that edge. For me, a strong safety anyway. Like I think the free safety is the guy that kind of roams the middle and takes that deep ball, but I can definitely see how you with like Tyrone being able to almost be like a more of a coverage because you rely on your linebacker, like you were saying, to play in space and kind of set that edge.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick number 22 and round number 6.
I don't know
the
if
Vikings,
he's
Bengals, Raiders, and Colts. He's probably, what time is it? He should still be. He's probably playing shooters because we're not that important to him. Are you in chat? Let me know. We'll skip you. I'm assuming
He's
he's
red
not
on the
here.
system. I don't know.
Yeah, if he's not
All right,
showing up
Kevin.
on Madden.
Skipping you. Playing shooters with Pooty. That's how important we are. Andy Burnham left in out of Notre Dame going over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Season 104, I think, comes with it with a lot of uncertainty, right? We had the 2-week break around Christmas time, which killed a lot of momentum, had to rebuild the CFM. Sim didn't quite go the way that we wanted it to go, but he got it, as close as we could. But we got our first full draft in. We got a pause draft in, and so I feel like the momentum is starting to build as we move into season 104. And it's good. There should be some good games, man. We should have a lot of good games that we can look back in as we get here to the 7th round. Let me just let you know what the schedule is going to look like. Bob Fales, right in out of Memphis, goes over to the Minnesota Vikings. Antoine Donnell, left in out of Texas A&M, over to the Cincinnati Bengals. I was going to say that too, Bert. I don't know if you're still here, but you drafted a guy named Wright as the guard. There's actually a Ben Wright for the Cardinals who's in the OMFL Hall of Fame, the first OMFL Hall of Fame. That's back when I had the Cardinals, and I put one of the first 2 guys in the OMFL Hall of Fame. Kind of a fun thing that we got to do. But here's what will happen as we move into the end of this draft. We're going to give you 10 minutes per week 1, 2, and 3. So per advance, you'll have 10 minutes to go in, kind of move players around if you want to, set your draft orders, do your practice plans, get your XP. I would strongly encourage you not to spend that XP. Don't waste your time. Spend it whenever we stop in week number 4. But you've got 10 minutes basically, and I will advance week to week to week with a 10-minute pause between each of those. We'll stop in week number 4, and there you should set your practice squads. You should put in your free agent offerings. There should be no signing of free agents. You're not allowed to sign any free agents. No free agents. Just one more time for the ones who are hard of hearing in the back, turn up your batteries, turn the volume up. You can sign no free agents. I don't care what their overall is. Don't ask. Don't send me a DM. Don't let me see you sign a free agent. Of course, the computer is going to do whatever the computer is going to do. Hopefully it doesn't. It is all turned off, but you never know. No signing of free agents. In week number 4, you have to put in waiver bids for 60, I think it's 68 and above, 67 and below. You can freely sign, set your practice squads, set your team, get them where they need to be.
Since he said you can skip him.
Okay.
No preseason games, Nate?
No, because the way the NFL does preseason games now, where they're in week 1 through 3, but we cannot set. Thank you, Bill. Bill said 67 overall and up. You have to do an FA claim, but we can't set practice squads, so we can't stop in week number 3 for a preseason game because you can't set your practice squad. Then we'd have to stop twice. So unfortunately, it sucks, but we got to skip all the games and get us to a place to give 24 hours to let people do waiver wires, move players around, and set their practice squads. And then that would put us, today's Thursday, so Friday night, man, we're going to be into season 103. We talked about it a little bit, but man, we have San Francisco versus Dallas Cowboys, week number 1 in the OMFL. Holy cow, what is the second biggest matchup? Because it doesn't get any bigger than that.
Yeah, that's a heavyweight title fight.
I mean, I'll throw out there a couple games that I think could easily be out there. Cincy and Trey could be a big one.
Yep. That'd be a fun one.
Nipples and Penguins. If Nipples is locked in, that could be a good game.
Bill and Massimo, you just put that in chat. That'll be a good one.
Bill plays Meek Boy.
You're on week 12.
Yeah,
week 12
is
is
not
not
gonna-
gonna. Week 12.
That's what's confused because I have you all week 1.
Yeah, never mind. Let's see. Let's go back. I'm like, how did
Bills Dolphins would be fun. That's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, Bills Dolphins would be a good one. I definitely want to see Meek versus Hurt. So if I can get my eyes on that game, I'll definitely watch it.
Saints and Bucks could be an interesting game, even as a division.
Could be.
I mean, right off the bat, that could be a good one. I mean, I'm not going to throw it out. Priest has already marked it. Now I'm interested in the Packers-Vikings.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these first 4 games for the Packers go now.
Let me see the Vikings through 8 weeks before I start saying that's a pivotal matchup.
Well, no, it's a pivotal matchup because of the smack the Priest talked.
True, and divisional game, but when we talk about
I find the
league's
Niners' schedule interesting.
Tell me about it.
He's got the Cowboys, then he's at Arizona, then the Lions, then at Chicago, at Denver, at New York Jets, at Miami Dolphins, the Patriots, at Tampa Bay, at the Rams, Vikings, Cardinals, Seahawks, bye week, at Seattle, at Green Bay, Buffalo, and then the Rams.
If he goes undefeated
definitely
this year,
his front 8 games are going to be. Yep. I mean, for him, obviously he can win every game, as we know, but that ain't. I mean, there's some tough games there. Like,
I say he loses at least one of those games.
You just earlier said he was going to go undefeated, and then he was going to check out for the playoffs.
I did.
Hey, come on, Nate.
I'm trying to give us something to talk about here. Alex Ellis, quarterback out of UCLA, going to the Giants. What an ugly photo. Get some hair on this man.
No. Nate, hold on. I want to see if the guy's still there. Do you want to see an ugly photo? Oh, my. No, he's gone. Somebody picked him. There was a fullback
Dwayne's not here, but I'm scared to skip him. Y'all need to start telling me who's red so I can just skip. I'm ready to get through these. I'm so worried this thing's going to glitch
Dwayne
out.
is not here.
All right. Love you, Wayne, but you're not here. Browns, is Denbrew still around? This is late for old Denbrew, man.
Denbrew is around.
Good. There he goes. Manuel Baker, kicker out of Troy, going over to the Cleveland Browns. D-Money's never around, is he?
He is.
Oh, look at him. Sorry, D-Money. He ain't watching the stream.
Look at Nate.
Steven Tyler Moore. No, I'm just kidding. Steven Tyler, wide receiver out of Boston College, going to San Francisco. We are here. Woo, we made it, boys. Round number 7. Give yourselves a hand. Good job tonight. Lots of talk. Terrible trash talk, though. We got to get that trash talk game working a little bit better. But
well, see, it's hard to trash talk everybody when you know you're the king.
Well, we didn't have D-Money on tonight, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, no, I know I'm the king of the north. I got my 2 peasants here.
Is it fun being the king of the north and losing every time in the playoffs?
When was the last time you made the playoffs?
Ooh.
Last year.
And what'd you do?
I lost.
Exactly.
Who did you lose to?
Who'd you lose to?
Was it Cowboys? Yeah. No, that was Panthers, wasn't it?
No, that was. Oh, here's a simple thing. Let's scroll back a little bit.
Look at the. Cincyberg said in chat, how many rings does Trey have? Half of one. I think he counts that one game as half of one.
Yeah, Penguins.
Sergio Dominguez, defensive tackle out of Oregon State, going over to the Minnesota Vikings. We have Buffalo up, Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks, over to Houston Texans, Buffalo again. And then we're going to be rolling right along here in the 7th round. Is Bill up? Does anybody know if Bill's still around? It's pretty late for Bill, too.
Bill's on.
There you go. Oh, Billy Boy. I'd love to get Billy Boy in here. I bet you he can talk some smack.
Oh, would you look at that? Priest didn't even make playoffs last season.
No, the one before
I think I messed him. I screwed it up, right? And I screwed him out of the playoffs.
No.
Oh, well, it sounded good in my head. Demarius Davis, strong safety out of Missouri, going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are up against the Denver Broncos, pick number 4 here in the 7th round. Hopefully this year we can call a Priest game. My poor guy was reaching out to me every time he played, and it just never worked out. But this year we'll make it work some way, somehow. Priest, we're gonna get a Priest Green Bay Packers game called. Let's make
Is
some
there
predictions
any
here. We're hitting the low. We got to keep Tim awake. He's falling asleep. Everybody's falling asleep. We got to keep people awake. Give me some OMFL Bowl predictions. Who's making it for the AFC, NFC? OMFL Bowl number 104. Can't pick
I'm
yourself.
saying
We'll
Kobe
take
and
yourself
money.
out of it. All right, so we got a Jets 49ers.
Who said Jets 49ers?
That'd be me.
And then Priest said Dallas, right? Is that who I heard you say?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Against who? Dallas versus who?
It's a hard one.
A lot of teams, right? Browns have been there 3 in a row. Bengals trying to make a run. A lot of people like the Dolphins. Jets, they're a hot, sexy pick. Alex Starworth, cornerback out of BYU, goes over to the Denver Broncos.
Remember the Browns.
Penguins still here? Did we? Browns, okay. Fourth one in a row. Be one of the few teams that can pull that off. Is Penguin still with us? Did we put him to sleep?
Agreed, though.
I'm here.
Give me an OMFL Bowl prediction.
I like the Dolphins too.
Cowboys and Niners.
Cowboys.
That can't happen.
Well, that's impossible.
How the heck do you manage that one?
Cincyberg in the chat says
Eagles in
Cowboys
here.
Jets. Okay. Raj,
I'm gonna go.
Raj, I want you to go next. Big Hurt, give us your pick.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a strange one, and I think the Commanders knock off either D Wayne or D Money to make it to the OMFL Bowl this year. So I'm gonna go Commanders, and I say Jets, but Jets squeak by the Colts in the AFC Championship game.
Wow, he doesn't even put down the AFC Championship. Wow.
Roger,
I
OMFL.
think losing Nick Chubb, and he's got 2 running backs that are going to be rookies.
He didn't use Chubb.
I understand that. I'm not saying that he won't be there, but I think if Cincy finds a quarterback with his defense, and if he plugs in, I think Kobe, and obviously Denver is the favorite, but to do it 4 times in a row, that's a tall task. If it was his
5
first game, 5, whatever. I mean, I think it runs out. I think he's there. He's definitely going to be in the playoffs. But I think it's Kobe is hungry being with his team, and
Tennessee's not here.
And I just think it's, I don't know. I'm going with and Penguins has been on knocking on the door. He's had some close games. I think he finds a way. He's got the team. He's got the front 4 is the best in the league in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then he's got the 2-headed monster at the running back, and
I'm gonna
he's
go.
got Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Jahan Dotson. I mean, he's got weapons and Jeremy Brown. He's got Tua, so I mean, he's got every piece that you need. Gesicki at tight end, he's got the team to do it, and he's got the front 4 to apply the pressure and also stop the run. So if he goes up against Dwayne, he plays him twice a year. That's a 50-50, ball. I think he can win that game, and D Money is going to be the favorite, but I mean,
is he going to be there around playoff time?
That, and I mean, he could step up. I mean, like I said, the D Money's team is pretty dynamite. But if there is one team that stacks up against his team to stop the way D Money's going to play, I have to say Penguins is the team to do it, because He's got the front four to apply the pressure and stop the run and force D-Money to throw the ball. And he's got Damon Green and Kendall Fuller, which is a 93 and a 91 cornerback, so he could sit in base defense and zone in on those tight ends. He doesn't have to worry about his defensive line not controlling the running game.
Yeah, so he was, what, 20 seconds away from beating him?
And my Saints proved that it can be done. You can take out the two big dogs as you roll your way. I'm going to go with something crazy outside of the box, just to have something crazy out there. I'm going Lions-Colts OMFL Bowl 104. I think that could be a really intriguing matchup. Two teams get red hot.
I go from the toilet bowl to the OMFL Bowl?
Go all the way. Raj, are you still with us?
Nate loves saying it, and then he said that, I don't remember what we were talking about earlier, but he said something about how, and then it flipped it. He was telling Trey earlier that his quarterback, and now he's calling him to go to the OMFL Bowl.
You got to play both sides of the fence, man.
He has this love-hate relationship with me. He loves to hate on me when I talk about myself, but he loves to talk about me.
You do annoy the hell out of me when you talk about your players. And I'm not going to lie, you pissed me off talking about my players in the chat. That I was ready to reach through the screen and strangle you.
Did you not feel the match underneath you?
No. I was ready to reach through the screen and smack you for being a douche bubble. Roger, you still with us?
I obviously lit a fighter on your ass.
That's almost as good as, what did you call Priest earlier? Softballs or something?
I didn't call him soft nuts. I didn't call him that. It's definitely. Trey, I like what you're doing. Keep telling me when we can skip people here. Raj, if you're with us, I want to get an OMFL Bowl 104 prediction. I don't know if Raji's with us or not. All right, boys, we are almost here.
Raj fell asleep.
Yeah.
Atlanta is not here.
Kicked in. All right, I got you. I don't think he's been here the whole night.
I had to go take my narcotic.
There you go.
He's back.
I just got back.
It sounded like Pootie T. I think that was water, but it sounded like Pootie T. Pootie T, when we're playing shooters, will straight up be on mic taking a piss. No problem. You just hear it in the background and be like, yo, you got to mute, brother. You got to mute. Nobody needs to hear you shake
here?
it.
Yeah, are they?
Is he ever here? Raj, give me OMFL Bowl 104 prediction.
Buffalo and San Francisco.
Ooh, there's a team we haven't talked about. Oh, Buffalo. Is Mr. Black Panther here?
No.
All right. As we close it out with this one, Big Hurt's got one, and then I'm coming back. I got one last question to close this out. Go ahead, Hurt.
I'm just curious, like we were talking about this earlier, but I was just curious to division winners. I mean, I got Buffalo winning the East again, but I think Kobe could easily win. But I think I see Kobe doing what he did the first season, coming in as a wild card, figuring it out, because it might take a few weeks for him to get it figured out. Yep. Sneaks in as doesn't sneak in, grabs a wild card, and then runs the table in the playoffs. I think that's what happens. And then I think the Browns and the Bengals.
Broncos is not here.
I got the Colts.
Not here.
So my three wild cards I have for the AFC, I have the Bengals, the Jets, and the Colts.
All right. That's going to make a hell of a couple of matchups right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to close it out with this for pick 23. So we only got a couple more minutes. So I want to get each of your feedback. Who's the winner of OMFL Bowl not OMFL Bowl. Listen to me. We were talking about the OMFL Bowl, but the OMFL Draft Season 104. Who's your winner for this draft? I got to go Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take it right off the top. I really love the quarterback that he took. I love some of those early picks. I know Hurt was talking about that he missed some of those like middle picks there, but I just think solid all around, man. He's in a hell of a division though with you guys, and it's going to be really hard. I don't know that we're going to see it in a record form, but overall, this is a much better team this season than he had last season. I like what I like what Santa's doing.
I got to go with Kobe. 6 out of his 7 picks were in development.
Yeah, you can't complain to that.
Are the
Definitely
Vikings
cannot
here?
complain with that.
He's on.
Okay. Bengals?
I'm gonna go and say Seattle is my winner. Seattle,
Yeah. Good one.
I thought picked well from what I caught and added some speed along with some height at the cornerback position, which he already has some. But I just feel like, I talked about it earlier. I feel like it's kind of the new age Legion of Boom being recreated, and with his division, he's gonna need speed and. If he can find some corners that are 6'3", 6'4", that can run with Waller and Kittle, maybe that helps. I don't know that he has what it takes to dethrone D-Money, but he's definitely building a roster over there.
Yeah,
Raiders here?
I'm no. Oh, yes, actually.
I'm gonna say Kobe.
Should be able to. I think since he's still.
Colts is still here.
Oh, the Colts are here?
I think he's
he
playing.
said skip a while
I think
ago.
he's playing a game.
Okay.
I think he's playing a
right.
game in the other league or something.
You heard it here. Big Hurt said it. So your boy said it. You can go after him. Getting it. It's Commanders, Bears, Bills, Cowboys, Browns, 49ers. What were you saying, Trey, before we need to do the skip thing?
I'm wondering now with the new rule coming back into play with the tight end, just how much that's going to hinder Mr. D-Money over there. So that was a lot of his offense.
Really? Oh, and key down.
From what I
true.
played. I wonder how that will affect it.
I think one of the things that I see
I think that's a good
along
point.
that lines, I think one of the things I see along that lines that I wish would be different, that I don't know we'll ever have a rule for, because you can't really have a rule for it, but guys will do a very specific thing, whatever that thing is for them. For this instance, right? Tight ends, blitzes, zone defense, whatever. They'll do it early, right? First quarter, first 3 drives, first 2 drives, whatever. And then they spread it out way more in the second half of the game so that the numbers at the end, right, look good and they fall within line. But yet, clearly there was a use of a specific skill or mindset or strategy early in the game, hopefully to get you off to a lead before you start spreading it out. That's one thing I just wish we would see differently here. I think guys would just, let's just start it again. One of the things you heard me say on the draft, on the bowl show, lots of loaded bunch closed formations. And we had very frustrating conversation for days after. But if you look at the first drive, 6 out of the first 8 plays were closed bunch, loaded formation. And yeah, he spreaded it out the rest of the game. But like we started out the first drive of the game, 6 of 8 plays, right? And he's not the only one. I've seen a lot of teams do that, right? 5 out of the first 8 plays are zone, or 7 out of the first 9 are blitzes. Just like that's the one thing I wish that we could spread out a lot more. All right, ran over.
Makes me wonder if having 27 million in tight end money will eventually come to bite him.
We'll see. Eric Wellman, Kansas City center. Then we're over to my guy Dwayne, who is not here, so we'll skip him.
Yep.
And just so that everybody knows, I don't know that he wants me saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Hopefully he'll forgive me if he's upset about it. But Dwayne, who also has, when we talked about tight ends, right? I think Big Herd or somebody said, hey, Dwayne's got 2 great tight ends. He voted for this rule. I think he may have been the guy that brought it up. Maybe forget exactly, but he voted to pass, 50%. So even guys here who've built their team to have multiple tight ends are going for it. Well, guys, we did it. Last pick of the draft. Who's Mr. Irrelevant? Let's see.
Not Brock Purdy.
Yeah, not Brock Purdy.
There will be a bunch close,
And
tight,
I bet you the
loaded
guy that gets taken as
rule
Mr.
coming up.
Relevant will not have the production that Brock Purdy's had in real life.
He will not. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are off. I'm going to get us right into week 1. I will post in chat 10 minutes, and then every 10 minutes from there on out, we will advance. Big Hurt, Penguins, Trey, Priest, Roger. Trying to think who else popped in. Kevin, even though he didn't say anything, he popped in here. Santa popped in here?
No.
I thought Santa wasn't here.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Lots of people
YouTube
popped
chat.
in. Lots of funny conversations. Guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for another successful OMFL draft. Our 104th OMFL draft. It's crazy we have done that many of these. Guys,
Hey,
I
Nate.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you, and thank everybody for getting this back on. We appreciate it.
100%.
Listen, it was a lot of work, and I won't lie. There were moments when I did 3 straight 2 a.m. mornings that I was like, what am I doing with my life? And I will also be honest, whenever one of the board members accidentally hit evaluate offers, I felt so deflated that day. I was like, this might be the straw that broke the camel's back. But Roger and little Lost Sniper helped get us back on track. And I will also say this once again, Maniac, who I usually is in here, but I didn't see him here tonight. Maybe he had church or whatnot. Maniac doesn't play here anymore. He and I have had an up and down relationship, and we're kind of working on that. But that dude put in like 20 hours. He doesn't play here. He just like has love for this place. And he put in a good 20, 30 hours of his own personal time to rebuild the CFM. So I appreciate him. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for another successful draft. If you're not part of the group, come check us out here. Grown Folks OC stands for online community. GrownFolksOC.com. If you play Madden, if you play shooters, it doesn't matter. If you play it, we got a cool group of humans who play it. Xbox, PlayStation, doesn't matter. Come hang out. Come. We want to see you. All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Peace.
Have a good night, y'all.
Later, everybody.
Smash that like and subscribe.